Good old Legends! Get that out of the way, Dougie. What's up, boys? Where the bloody hell are we, boys? What the bloody hell's going on? What's going on, chat? How are you, chat? Good to see you, chat. How are we, chat? What's up, everybody? Oh, OTM. Oh, you're the first one through the gates, mate. It's good to see you, man. What's up, Eric? Good to see you, dude. You know where the shirt's at. Bellato faked the KO. He bloody did, Woeful. You're not wrong about that. I was at work for 3 hours, so we need a 3-hour stream minimum. Well, I am going to do a metered stream after the first hour, so it's up to you guys. We might go till 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. It's 2 p.m. now, so we'll see. We'll see what the people want. We'll see what they want and what we can do. Woeful. Yes, I believe that Bellato faked the KO, mate. I absolutely believe that Bellato faked the KO. I was wrong. I was wrong when I watched it live. I was completely wrong when I watched it live. But these things happen. You know, sometimes you get things wrong. I think chat can do a massive victory lap today. Absolutely. Because Toad said Buckley was going to get absolutely destroyed by Usman. Nacho said Buckley was going to get absolutely destroyed by Usman. So at the end of the day, chat was right. Then I was wrong, and sometimes that's going to happen, you know? But sometimes I'm going to be right with my Magomed take. So you never know, do you? Alright, that's the end of the chill. There we go. Beautiful, mate. I have Bellato for the main role of the next Titanic movie. But we're knocked out, Jack. We're knocked out. Yeah, he's horrible, isn't he, Christian Graythan? Bilal Okoiki. Bilal Okoiki. How, Kenny Okoye. Kenny Okoye, how is Kenny Okoye? Saying that Kamaru Usman is the greatest welterweight of all time. Unbelievable. Classic Kenny Okoye. The people want you to free Palestine. Unfortunately, I don't have the power to do that, mate. I'm just a simple Australian, you know? With just a webcam and a dream. You know what I mean, mate? Did you think he didn't fake it watching it? Did you think that he didn't fake it watching it live? I did, Christian Grey, because we've seen, what is it called? Hello, brother. How are you doing? Hello, Dish Saying. How are you, mate? Good to see you. Yeah, we've seen delayed knockouts before, Chris. We've seen delayed knockouts before, and we've also seen fighters wake up hallucinating and trying to fight the referees before. So we've seen both of those two separate things put together at the same time. You know what I mean? But then when I went back, and then like, you know how it is, like when I'm watching it live and then I'm talking in the chat and I'm watching it live and I'm talking in the chat. But then like right after the stream finished and I was live and I was able to bring it up and just look at it again, I was like, oh yeah, he's playing. He's playing in a massive way. Man, if Buckley actually trained at a proper gym, not a bunch of yes men, he would have won that. The performance from Bellato was way worse than Aljo's. Not as big of a fight at all. No, I agree, dude. I agree. Yeah, he was playing. He was absolutely playing. And how are you, Lorendo? We will talk this week, mate. Yeah, he was absolutely playing, dude. Absolutely. Well, that is something that we're going to talk about and break down in today's live stream. We're going to talk about that and break that down in today's live stream. So, Buckley, bye. You're going to need a little bit more than bye there, mate. Not sure what you mean by that. But Buckley, he just trains with his mate. He just trains with his mate. So, if you guys have seen the Mighty Mouse podcast, Buckley and his boys is the team. And it's not even Buckley and his boys. It's more like Buckley and his boy is the team. And he's coach, manager, the guy that runs him, the guy that runs Buckley isn't a full-time MMA coach. So, you know, because MMA is such a low-level sport, Buckley and a guy working down at IHOP are able to get into the top 7 of the busiest division in the world, the welterweight division. But I think it's going to take a little bit more to get them over the line to really crack into the top 5 and be competitive and start to build up those skill levels. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Do you know what I mean? I think the guy that runs Buckley, yeah, he's mate, whatever it is. Aljo needs to give him classes. Bellato could give Aljo classes, mate. MD Muhammad Hassan, hi, I'm watching from India. G'day, mate. I'm streaming from Australia. Welcome to the channel. I make an MMA video every single bloody day of the week. If you enjoy MMA content, consider subscribing. Buckley showed he could win that in the 5th round. It was so annoying to watch that. Yeah, but you got to remember, right, so Buckley got better because he got used to feeling Usman's pressure on top of him. But also, you know, Usman was doing doing the same thing for 25 minutes straight. So Usman's going to get slippery, he's going to get wet, he's going to get a little bit tired. So there's always like a little bit of meeting point in the middle. Buckley is just trying to save money by not investing in a team. No, I get it. Like, I understand, right? But again, we're almost at that level now, and we should be at that level. That's the thing, right? What's up? Can't stop the pose. American Goose here. What time is it there? It is 2:30. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, mate. Describe round 5. Usman keeps trying to take Buckley down. Buckley shucks him off. Buckley throws a big uppercut up the center. Buckley has tried to train with other people. Everyone just writes him off. He talked about it in past interviews. People are barely taking him serious, but now he has lost some of that because of Usman. Well, I think people will take him seriously now because he's going to be in the rankings tomorrow, probably around 7. Well, I think he came in 7. So he'll still be in the top 15 of the welterweight division OTM. And they should be taking him seriously, and he should be taking his training seriously. So, look, whether or not what got us to this point with Buckley is because other people didn't want to take him seriously. Maybe him and his boys that work down at IHOP just have a good thing going, you know. It got us to this point, but it's not getting us to that next level. And here's the thing. This is meant to be the UFC, you know. This is meant to be the F1. Yeah, this is meant to be the Premier League. This is meant to be the highest level of MMA that we have. You and your mate shouldn't be able to crack into the top 5. They shouldn't be able to crack into the top 15, quite frankly. They shouldn't be able to crack into the top 15. You know? You can't just go and get your Honda Civic and end up in the starting grid of the F1. You know what I mean? Like, it should take an amazing team to get an athlete into the welterweight division. Most men are in welterweight, lightweight. That's where most men on the planet sit. It's the busiest division on the planet. Yeah? Buckley and his boys shouldn't get to number 5. It should take a dedicated team. So this isn't a problem that they're hitting this wall. If anything, it's a problem that they got this far, because it just goes to show and to prove how low level of a sport MMA is, if that makes sense. Why don't you talk about Alexa Grasso's feet? Well, because it's an MMA channel. We talk about all of MMA, Jorguthan, not just Alexa Grasso's feet. You know? We talk about all of it, mate. Big Ank! Usman showed there's levels to this. He did, Big Ank. How are you, brother? Good to see you, man. Well done on creating all the shorts, dude, on the channel. Success. It happens with all the top-class fighters. They think they can make it to the top with their day ones. Then performance like that shows that they have to make changes. If round 5 Buckley was present in rounds 1 and 4, it's a 50-45 unanimous decision for the Buck. Again, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, woeful, you know? Like, you got to imagine that Buckley is that Usman's gassing out. Usman's getting sweaty, he's getting slippery, he's gassing out a little bit. So there's a little bit of give and take, as well as Buckley getting slightly better and learning how Usman is shooting his takedowns while he's shooting them. So it's a little bit of both, mate. You can't tell me a great gym won't want a Tyler, the Creator lookalike in the gym to train with. No, dude. Now, I can understand the idea that, like, gyms weren't taking him seriously. I can totally understand that. I don't think that's going to happen now. Now they're going to have that big Tyler, the Creator, in there. And they are going to take him seriously because he is still in the top 15. And he'll remain in the top 15, right? Just think about all the bloody Kool-Aid he'll have after class. Exactly, Chris. All the bloody Kool-Aid he'll have after class. Buckley is low-key, highly intelligent. His adjustments in the 5th round were perfect. He is, dude. He's got a great mind for the game, Woeful. He knows exactly where he's at. He knows exactly what he needs to do. He knows how he needs to sell the fights to get more attention onto him. He understood that he's in there in a big main event against Kamaru Usman. Like, Buckley's on. He's on, and he can make adjustments, and I believe he'll be able to make adjustments. Buckley's on here. Buckley's fine here. But it's going to take a little bit more of just him and his mate. You know what I mean? I'm doing fantastic. How's your day been? It's been all right, mate. It's been all right. I went to work. I sanded everything down. Came home. Got everything done. Everything's good. Everything's good. The Love Bug 1337 says, liked and subbed. How did you manage your priorities between YouTube, day jobs, and polishing your bloody Johnson? Well, polishing your Johnson, that's always there for you, Love Bug. That's always there for you no matter what. I do my work first, but I work for myself. So I get all my work done first, and then when my work's done, I just cut out video games, television, and movies. This is my video games, television, and movies. This is it. Hello, I am the Riddler, the Kid Fiddler. Would you like to answer a riddle? Yeah, go ahead, Buttswagon. Bro, I was thinking the fight was going to be more Hamzat versus Usman, but boy, was I wrong. So was I, OTM. Yeah, so was I. I thought it would be more forward pressure from Buckley and Usman's knees and hips sort of giving out as the fight went on. But nah, dude, Usman went all the way back. And that's another thing to pick up in this fight as well, OTM. Like, how rare is it? How rare is it to see a fighter go all the way back down to what got him there in the first place? How fucking rare is that? Did Buck have too much respect for Usman? Buck seemed to look away when he faced off with Usman. I think he did. I think he was a little bit fighting the ego of the man rather than the man himself. You know what I mean? There is a little bit of that in there, isn't there, Big Ank? You know, people used to have that against Israel Adesanya, right? Yeah, I'm definitely not writing off Buckley yet. Usman just showed he was still that tough grizzly vet who's, thank you, Chris, are still in very decent condition. Yes, true. Very true, Christian Grey. Trying to trip me up there. Cheeky Chris. Very good, Buttsgoggin. Very, very good, mate. Who's loud, obnoxious. Music that rhymes. As a fraction of the population, yeah, commits. Yes, the Mexicans, mate. Mexicans, I think is the one you're looking for. Mexicans. Are you excited for the new Jurassic Park? No, not really. Not really. Not the aim, bro. How are you, not the aim, bro? Good to see you, mate. That reminded me of early Usman. That's what early Usman was, man. Like, when Usman was like, you know, you didn't get to see my hands let go again. It's so weird, the narratives that come out of MMA. Like, that's my final answer, Buttswagon. It's so weird, the narratives that come out of MMA. Like, Usman is actively like, I just had to go get the win, and I'm sorry that you didn't get to see my hands in this fight. And then everyone is like, Usman doesn't have hands anymore. Usman doesn't have hands anymore. And he's like, telling you, the audience, he's telling all of us that he's actively not trying to sit behind and pump that jab that he usually pumps out there. He's just going back to what got him to the dance. And everyone's like, shit card, horrible card, Usman doesn't know how to strike anymore. When he's saying, I wasn't trying to strike. I just had to get the win. I had to get the win by any means necessary. And that's what Usman did. Buckley is definitely a problem, but I think he needs to take time and train and learn before trying for a title, unless Ian Gary has the bloody belt. Yeah, he's very clearly at that level that is around just inside of the rankings, like 17, 15, 14. This area for Buckley is perfect. He definitely needs to sprinkle on a little bit more skill for that. Who do you reckon is next for Buck? I dropped that in tomorrow's video, but since you're here, Big Ank, I'll tell you right now. I reckon Miles Morales. Spider-Man in a dress. He just got a great win, a dominant win over Gilbert Burns, who was just outside of the rankings, just main evented. I believe that Buckley made his name off beating up a bunch of unks. Now that he's coming off a loss, now that Morales is coming off a bunch of wins, this is the perfect sort of fight that the UFC should be making, where you take Buck, who's made his name off unks, you take Miles Morales, who's made his name off unks, and you put these two about 15th ranked contenders together for a fight night main event at the Apex or a crowded arena, whatever you like, and see which one of them rises to the top. Like the stream, you bloody dingbats, you did nearly get me, Christopher Gray. I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Wow, just straight up with the we don't enjoy that kind of just blatant racism here, Buttswagon. Fucking tighten it up, mate. All right, tighten it up, button it up, and fly straight. Because we don't go for that around here. That's too much. That's too fucking far, mate. So fix it up, Buttswagon. Yeah, I haven't seen an Usman performance like that since he beat Woodley. Beat up Tyrone in the clinch way more, though. I mean, just because he said I didn't want to strike, I needed the win, makes people saying it was a whack card. Well, I mean, all of the recaps just seem to be trashing the card. They're like, the card was horrible, worst card ever. Me doeth thinketh that they were putting big money on Buckley. That's what I feel like they were doing. It's kind of a wet blanket start. It was a bit of a wet blanket start, but he did open up the cut in the first round. Like, towards the end of the first round, that's when he started really landing in the elbows, didn't he, Lorenzo? I think Jeff Neal's styles on morale. Yeah, Jeff Neal still exists as well. We need to get some activity from Jeff Neal because the division's moving him past. A 3 out of 10, Chris. No, it was way better than that. We had some good knockouts. We had some controversial moments. Cody Brundage lost. Co-main event was good. Main event was good. 11-11, Make-A-Wish. I wish nothing but happiness for all of you people in the beautiful chat. What's up, Justin Kennedy? Good to see you, dude. The card was 7 out of 10 compared to every other card. I reckon the card was fine. Like, there was, what was it? It was 10 fights on the card. There was 3 stinkers. 10 fights, 3 stinkers. And out of the stinkers, there was some controversial moments. You know? I reckon that was it. May I give you another riddle, my friend? This one is easier. As long as it doesn't end in just blatant all-out racism, mate. You know? As long as it's not another shit riddle like your last one. Make it a good one, and you can type it. But if it's a shit one, mate, you have no idea the wrath that you will feel. You have no idea the wrath. I know people on YouTube, mate. I will find your IP address, and you will become the next Gaza Strip. Too soon? Maybe. Timed out for that comment. Unbelievable, isn't it? Maybe 4 out of 10 card, but I guess those prelims shouldn't always be the best part of the fight. No, that's true, but that wasn't the best part of the fight. Oh, g'day, Mr. Hot Dog! What's up, you glizzy? Yeah, no, I don't think it was just the prelims that were good. I think the co-main event was good. I think the main event was good. I think the controversy between Paul Craig and the Upkick was good. He said a solid 3 out of 10. Big difference. Sorry, a big solid 3 out of 10 is different to just a 3 out of 10. The card was a solid 6. That's where I had around a 6 or a 7. That's what I was thinking. When controversial moments are the best parts, that usually explains how good it was. But we had sick knockouts as well. And the main event was sick. And the women's co-main event wasn't horrible. You know? These are big moments for us. You know what I mean? Mr. Hot Dog, can I get a shout out? Shout out to Mr. Hot Dog. He's like a man, but he's a hot dog. He's made of minced meat or minced camel, depending on what country you're in. And then he's in a soft bun, preferably with some Costco pickles and mayonnaise. You got me hungry, Mr. Hot Dog. 10 fights, 3 sinkers, 7 out of 10. Yeah, math seems right. Yeah, that's what I reckon, OTMO. That's what I reckon. We're about there. You will become the next Gaza Strip. You are never getting that Bilal interview. You know what? I wasn't shooting for that Bilal interview. You know what I mean? I didn't really want that next Bilal interview, Lorendo. Can you do a poll on if they beg for an Alexa Grant? No, we shan't be doing that. There are like 3 decent finishes, and the women's scrap make the others look mid. That just shows how good the card really was, in my opinion, says Christian Grey. That's fair enough, dude. I get it, man. Like, I get it, dude. Like, it's probably me. You know what I mean, Christian Grey? Like, if the entire MMA community... What's up, Barry Bowl Barrel? How are you, dude? If the entire MMA community is saying that it was a horrible night out, and I'm the only one that seems to have enjoyed the party, it was probably just me. And it probably goes to show just how fun the live chat was yesterday, rather than the actual fight night card. But I thought the fight night card was alright. Apart from 3 stinkers, I thought the fight night card was alright. And Woeful is on Christian Gray's side. He's saying, brother, you're a bloody victim of the Apex effect. This was a mid-card with a few highlight reel moments. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I've just been Apex too much. Now I've got Apex syndrome, like you said. You know what I mean? I got Munchausen syndrome. Now that the UFC has captivated me and moved me away from the Apex, now I'm into it. You know what I mean? Sheep, pig, offal, and haggis. You know, I've had haggis. It's delicious. I love it. Yeah, Apex cards have lowered your expectations a bit. It's done the same to me also. That must be what it is, right? That must be what it is, mate. But that's okay. You know what I mean? We'll get back on it. I think this week's Azerbaijan card is going to be quite bloody good. Whoa, thank you, JT O'Neill, for the $2, brother. I really appreciate it, man. What's up, dude? How are you, man? I hope you're enjoying your... Where are you shooting from, JT O'Neill? From the US. I hope you're enjoying your bloody Sunday afternoon, mate. Sunday night. Chat always makes the card better. Imagine Blandfield versus Barber without the chat. What's up, Miguel? How are you, dude? Boys are so bloody weak. You're absolutely true, dude. JT O'Neill, thank you for the $2, man. I appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying your Sunday night over in the States, mate. Shout out to America, the one and only. Home of the brave. You're going to be brave to live there. I'll tell you what, mate. I'm just kidding, brother. The chat always makes the card better. Imagine Blanchfield versus Barber without the chat. I would absolutely jump off my balcony face first. Face first. With a short rope tied around my neck. That's what I would do. Dougie is a real Australian and a bad motherfucker. Well, thank you, Miguel. I appreciate it. I don't know if I'm a bad motherfucker, but I appreciate it, dude. Thank you very much, man. How are you, Miguel? How are you enjoying your Sunday Arvo? Right, let's check out Chiwiwis. I'm not kidding. Chiwiwis thinks... he is him. Let's go and check it out. Let's have a look at bloody Chiwiwis. Where are you, Chiwiwis? Chiwiwis reckons that he is him. Properties. Get over here. No, that's chat. Chat don't need to see chat twice. There we go. Oh my god, good on you, Chihuahuas. Let's have a listen and have a look. This is as cringe as it gets. To me. This is as cringe as it gets.
Alright, before I get this speech started, you already know, at the count of 3, we're gonna hit the chihuahuas. En la cuenta de 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo! From Milwaukee.
That's aura. That is aura. This man here knows how to run a room. He knows how to grab a room and handle it. What's up, Bilal's good eye? What's up, Chihuahuas? Man, I'm cool. Chihuahuas in the house. Aura, boys. Aura. Oh, God. All right, where are we at? Douglas is a real Australian. Is it cheaper to live in Australia compared to the US? No, Australia I think is like the 16th highest living expenses in the world. We're up there. We're right up there. UFC's going back to Vancouver. Don't you love to see it? Are you going to go, Christian Grey? Doesn't the card start at 1 a.m. for you? Which card? Not the AM, bro. It might. I might need to go into the van. I'm on Treasure Island, San Francisco. Look it up. It's really cool. I will, Miguel. I'll check it out. Getting tickets August 22. 100%, especially since I missed that banging Montreal card. Nice, Chris, mate. Yeah, well, tell us how it is inside the arena. Rail is really good for being so young. Yeah, what is Rail Rosas Jr. now? He's 21, 22, around that age. 21, 22. I mean, his striking still has a long way to go. Miguel Raul Rosas Jr.'s striking still has a very, very long way to go. But yeah, he's getting up there. His head looks like a jalapeno. Racist and true. What's up, Bilal? How was your day, man? You looking forward to Muay Thai tonight? You should watch Chihuahuas on the Toxo podcast. Has some good, funny moments. On the Toxico podcast. All right, I'll check that out. Let me get my notepad up. We'll check it out on the Toxico podcast. Hang on a second. Where are we at? Notepad. Chihuahuas on the Toxico podcast. We'll check that out, mate. What have I got? A missed call. Hang on 1 second, chat. No, I'm getting bombed today with the phone calls. Conor McGregor reincarnate. Is Chihuahuas. Conor McGregor reincarnated. Joel Jalapeno Head is a bloody legend. Treasure Island. Is it jalapeno or jalapeno? It's jalapeno with a H, isn't it? Because Mexicans don't know how to spell with a H. Treasure Island. I thought it was just a movie. Wellmaker took out Chris. Yes. Chris Moutinho. Chris Moutinho. Never fight again. For God's sake. You're gonna get brain damage. For like 30k. Do 2 years of bricklaying. You'll make the same amount of money. And you won't have brain damage. You're not a fighter. You know? And I'm sorry. But you're not a fighter, Chris Moutinho. Please stop. For your own health and safety. For God's sake. Chris poaching my jokes. He was. He's 20. He's 20? Rarus is 20? I thought he was around 23. Well, that's good. But he's in the UFC too early. That sucks for him. Because his striking needs like 2 or 3 more years of development. And what do you do with him? You know what I mean? Like, where do you put Chihuahuas for him not to get his head kicked in? Treasure Island has views of the entire Bay Area. Sounds sick, Miguel. I pray they don't screw us over with a Kayla versus Amanda main event. It was too good, Justin. I just had to. So when is it, Chris? What month is it in? I'll tell you whether or not you're going to get the Kayla versus Amanda main event. Because there's a good chance you are. If it's in January, yeah, you can see that coming from a mile away. January, Canada. Oh, that's a female main event. But if there ever bloody was one, mate. Chris went in there for the paycheck. He got paid to be a punching bag. Oh, I know, but at what cost, mate? Like, how much do you reckon Chris Moutinho got? Re-signed to the UFC on his second contract. Probably 20 for 20? 25 for 25? 25k punched in the head? 25k punched in the head? Go, just stack bricks, cunt. Stack bricks. Chris Moutinho's mum sunk into her couch when she saw that. Oh, mate, she would have had a bloody heart attack watching her son die like that. Jamal Hill refuses to fly to Baku. Well, there's bombs going off everywhere. I'm not surprised. You give Chihuahuas the Chase Super route and let him fight nothing but Grant. He has to, OTM. He absolutely has to. Paradox Raid, you're a bloody legend, Paradox. Love you, Paradox. Rose Miss Jasmine, a main event. Okay. for Canada. It's only right to do Jack and Islam in Perth. I agree. Wellmaker would knock O'Malley out. I don't know about that. O'Malley's very good at dancing around the outside and pumping his jab. What's up, William Joseph? What's up, Muay Thai? What's up, Andrew Bushameen? What is up, Paradox crew? How are we, Paradox the Chad crew? Paradox, you've been bloody streaming all day, mate. You were streaming when I left for work like 6 hours ago. Wellmaker could knock O'Malley out. You have good hair, Dougie. Grow it out more on top. Thanks, brother. Maybe. It does get very bushy, though, and I look a bit like a broccoli head, you know what I mean? What's up, Hey Goral? Chris Moutinho is going to be drooling in his enchiladas in 5 years. Exactly, Justin Kennedy. Would have to fight 4 or 5 times a year to make what I am not fighting. Yeah, it's not bloody worth it, mate. It's absolutely not worth it. But yeah, I think it's January, February. That's a female main event. Muay Thai, did not say Paradox Raid. What the heck? Ashtray, Paradox Raid. We love a Paradox Raid. Do you have any mods yet? Might need 1 or 2. No, I got Nacho as the mod, and when he's not here, we really don't need mods. The chat's fine on its own. I love her, Jasmine, but her ass main event would not be it. No, it would be horrible, man. Would be horrible. Muay Thai. What's up with Muay Thai? Yeah, Muay Thai. 25k. I pull Chris Moutinho every time I get drunk at a bar and come home broke. That's what I'm saying, dude. He's getting his head kicked in for fucking nothing, mate. For gambling money. Fuck that boy. Took a lot of damage. He did, Miguel. He's got his head smashed in. And he's going to continue to get his head smashed in. And that's not what we want, mate. Andrew's last name is pronounced Botches. I don't trust the knee on MMA YouTube. I simply don't trust it. Muay Thai equals Muay Thai. Yeah, you're Muay Thai. Yeah, that's my little nickname for you, Muay Thai. Adele Chima. Adele, welcome to the channel. How are you? Islam will make sweet love to JDM. Yeah, to his fucking fists, mate. Roundtree is going to take Jamal the fuck out. I don't think so. I think Jamal's going to take Roundtree the fuck out, Miguel, actually. Who is the mod? I have to grease up so I don't get... Who's the mod I have to grease up so you would never get banned, William Joseph. You're not a dickhead. Costa is getting smashed by Kopylov. Maybe. Costa's really bad at MMA. Really bad. Andrew is a legend of the anime community. Well, g'day, Andrew Bushemy. Bushensny. Andrew Bushesny. I know, Andrew. I'm just being educational. Thank you, Andrew Bushesny. Everyone sub to this channel. Go to bloody video or to Andrew's videos. Don't lie. You regret unmonning me, mate. I don't. I don't at all. I don't. In fact, I would absolutely run this channel without any bloody mods. Andrew is literally the only person on MMA YouTube who can be trusted. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that at all. Weston thinks he's about every night before bed. How bad is the problem he came from? How bad is the promotion that he came from? He was on a 5-fight KO streak. Well, again, woeful. Like, if Buckley can get himself into the top 5, well, up to the top 5 of the UFC, the premier division, the F1 of MMA, and it's just him and his mate flipping burgers at IHOP. How fucked are regional promotions? Any one of us could get a win. Everyone like the stream. Why is there only one like and it's only me? Like the stream, you dickheads. Hold up. You got Jamal Hill over Roundtree Jr.? I do, Muay Thai. I do. I think we're all going to overglaze Jamal Hill, Roundtree, for surviving 2 rounds with Alex Pereira. And Jamal Hill, former champion, is going to piece him up. G'day, help me. Dougie, how much was the trim? Bloody free, mate. Did it myself, mate. You know what I mean? Costa broke Whitaker's face. Yeah, but Whitaker's got an easy to break face. You know what I mean? I like the music you're playing. Thank you, Muay Thai. I miss when Costa walked down Romero. Yeah, that Costa is from 2019. He's dead. Imagine licking the staff of Alexa Grasso's face. That's disgusting. Absolute bloody lies. I know, Weston. I think about modding you again every single night, mate. Every single night. I think it's time for Mario Batista versus Marab. No, Miguel. Too soon. Mario Batista needs more time to develop. Let's not crush the dream too soon. You know what I mean? We got another 2 years before Mario... Well, not 2 years. Another 2 or 3 fights before Mario Batista's ready. You know what I mean? The Australian regional scene is really good. Eternal is. Now, I haven't seen Hex, and I haven't seen our Muay Thai promotions. You'd have to ask Bedtime about that. But bloody Eternal is. Nah, bro. Andrew is Canadian DJ Aiden. Oh, I see. The chat. Well, good to have you here, Andrew Bushany. Did you see my video? I didn't, Andrew, but welcome to the channel, brother. Welcome. My name's Dougie. I make an MMA video every bloody day of the week. Alex beat the fuck out of Roundtree. He did. I subscribed. Thank you, Andrew. You're a good man. You're a casual if you're picking Khalil, participation trophy, Roundtree. That's what I think, Woeful. That's exactly what I think. Mario Umar, please. I think Umar versus O'Malley. I think Sandhagen, Marab, Umar O'Malley, Jan is already fighting McGee. Yes, this is what I think about things. We can't call other promotions trash if someone goes from using cans. If someone goes from crushing cans to losing streak when coming to the UFC is supposed to be the highest level you can get to in MMA. I agree, dude. We can't call other promotions trash. If someone goes from crushing cans to a losing streak when they come into the UFC, I think you can. I think what you are describing is a trash promotion. Like, if they're crushing cans in the outer regions, in the Tatooines of MMA, and then they come to the Coruscants, the central rim of MMA, the UFC, and they get absolutely obliterated in the UFC, then that does mean that the regional promotions are trash. So either I've read that wrong, or I'm not understanding you. You know what I'm saying? Hex. Eternal and Hex are both very good. Yeah, I haven't seen any Hex, which is insane, right? Because Eternal, just to give you guys a little bit of paradox, you're from England, so I'll explain it to you in British terms. Eternal is like happening up in Scotland, and Hex is happening in London. And I live in London, but I only watch Eternal. Does that make sense? It's bizarre. I should be watching Hex, but Hex isn't televised on Fight Pass, and Eternal is. So that is what it is. Khalil is satisfied with being tough and showing heart like Michael Chandler. He is, and also, look at the scar tissue all over Khalil's face. Look at the scar tissue all over Khalil's face. That's going to open up. That's going to bleed. Jamal's going to be able to box that up on the outside. Corey beat Mario. Oh, yeah, that's true. True. Khalil is kind of chinny. People forget, man. He is, dude. He is. And he likes that forward pressure Muay Thai. And Jamal likes to dance around the outside with clean boxing. Sup, Chrissy J? Welcome back. If you're not in the UFC, you ain't shit. No, Cage Warriors is very good. Ryzen's very good. One is very good. If you're American and you're not in the UFC and you're in PFL, yeah, you're fucked. I think the Australian regional scene is the most highly skilled in the world. Cage Warriors is very, very good. Cage Warriors is very good. So I appreciate the glaze of my countrymen, but Cage Warriors is bloody good. Although Australia is killing it in MMA, you know what I mean? 25 million people. We got someone in the top ranks of every division. We got JDM, we got Volk, we got Urseg, we got Kai Kara France. We're doing good. But yeah, Eternals, Cage Warriors is very good. Who wins? Luke Thomas versus Ariel Helwani. Luke Thomas. He's a trained Marine. Ariel Helwani is a giant crow. I ain't no fan of horizontal streams, but the one part I really like is that you can leave YouTube and it's still on screen and it works well. Oh, damn it, dude. I'm sorry about the... I ain't a fan of vertical streams, but on the one part I really like is you can leave YouTube and it still works well. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Insanity. I know. Wellmaker is getting the Talbot treatment. He's being fed scrubs so we can evaluate him once he fights Ricky Simon or Saeed Nurmagomedov. That's what I was thinking, Woeful. I agree, dude. I completely agree with you, mate. Horizontal's better than vertical. I agree, Justin Kennedy. I completely agree. We'll switch over to horizontal a little bit later. I was just seeing how we were going today in the vertical, but it looks like we're not being pushed into the algorithm, so that's all good. Payne is going to take out Liam Hain. I don't know, mate. Leave that up to DJ Aiden. I need to go back to school, for fuck's sake. So do I, mate. Ariel's a worm. He is. I mean, you can't say the NCAA is trash. Isn't that wrestling? Or is that NBA? Finish his sentence, Doug, and then you'll be able to figure it out from context. You can't say the NCAA is trash just because players in the NBA are way better. They're supposed to be way better. That's the point. There's levels, so you can't compare the two promotions that aren't on the same level. Yeah. That makes sense, right? Like in Australia, yeah, you got the Premier Football, the AFL, and then, you know, if they come... But I think you can use it to see where an athlete is at, right? Like if they're doing okay in the NCAA or in the VFL or, you know, regionals, if they're doing okay in regionals or they're killing it in regionals, crushing cans as we were saying, then they should be able to come into the UFC and at least be, you know, 2-1 out of their 3-fight contract. But if they come into the UFC and they were just crushing cans on the outside and they come into the UFC and they get absolutely obliterated in the UFC, then the pool that they were swimming in outside of the UFC, I think it is fair to say that it was shit. Does that make sense? Bryce Mitchell cutting all the way down to 135 pounds. I hate it, Miguel. I absolutely hate it. Wellmaker would knock out a lot of people in that division. Yep. You can't compare the UFC and one. They're both top promotions, but you can't compare the state promotion to the UFC because they're two different levels. You can compare the UFC and one, yes, because they're both top promotions, but you can't compare a state promotion to the UFC because they're different levels. I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. AM Bro says, read me. I don't think I missed you, AM Bro, and I'm in live chat, so I think YouTube censored you. Orange cat is my favorite color. The orange is orange. You're right, Andrew. Orange is orange. I don't think other promotions are much worse than the UFC. I think UFC fighters have very specific low-risk ways of fighting. No, I disagree. I think the other promotions are much worse than the UFC. I think that's what makes them so fun, because it is a bunch of amateurs just swinging at each other, knocking each other out. I actually do prefer watching regional MMA over high-level fights at the empty warehouse in the Apex, where, yeah, they do have low-risk ways of fighting. I think high-level MMA isn't as fun as hectic low-level MMA, help me. And the regional promotions, especially the regional promotions, once you start to work out of that LFA level, you know, drop down even below LFA. No, I think they're horrible. Everyone in the NFL came from the NCAA. Regional can be relatively trash, but it doesn't matter as long as they produce entertaining fights. If anything, it annoys me when you get to Tota Ditcheva because I want to see her in the UFC. That is true. I agree with that, Paradox, completely, mate. It's not the same in fighting. Like, you know, like, fucking, like, you know, like, you fucking know what I mean. Like, mate, you know, fucking know what I'm saying, cunt? Like, you can't just fucking roll around the fucking regionals, cunt, and just fucking smash currents, you know what I mean? You actually gotta be a fucking athlete. There you go, J6. J6? Oh, Jesus. Oh, God, we got a Fed, boys. Watch out, boys. Watch what you say in here, boys. J6, we got a Fed. We got a Fed rolling around. Just be careful. You know what they're like when they're posting. We got a glowy. He's even got a glow stick as his profile picture. Watch out, boys. In 2025, the scariest KO is done by Paul Craig. Can you imagine? No, and I wouldn't say that as the scariest one because I don't believe it's simply kudos. How are you, dude? Do you believe it? Do you believe that that was legit? Did Giuliano Genti a millionaire? He has a McLaren and a 9... Okay, that's weird. How do you think O'Malley does against top featherweights? Volk, the Mexican redneck, Yair, Holloway. I think he does well against Yair. Holloway's out. I think Volk grapple fucks him to death. Yeah. I think you did a nice video of my birthday from No Chill. I didn't, Andrew. That was someone else. MMA in general is an amateur sport. If it becomes elite to the highest level, like the top 5 at the UFC. I agree, Woeful. And Buckley, again, that's what I was saying at the start of the stream. You were here for that. Buckley just proved that to us. You know what I mean? Buckley proved that to us. Him and his mate from IHOP almost got into the top 5. Yeah, but look how many champs have come from Cage Warriors, WEC, Strikeforce, or Pro. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, they do produce good talent. You know, they do produce good talent, but also look at all the shit that we throw away, help me. You know what I mean? Like, we drag in the net of shit every single year on Contender Series, and people get their 3-fight contract and then just get thrown away to the side, you know? And every now and then, standouts from these divisions do pop out, but overall, like, if they've got a roster of 700 athletes, and we're getting... like, yeah, you'd expect the cream to rise to the top, but the cream is rising to the top in a pool of absolute shit. What's up, Noru? How are you, man? Does Volk fight again? Yeah, absolutely, mate. Of course he does. Hell no, says Simply Kudos. We can't have that propaganda in chat. Absolutely not. Andrew got a birthday message from Randy Couture. Bricked up. What's up, Kenny? How are you, dude? Good to see you, mate. Good to see you, dude. How are you? Thoughts on my take that whenever anyone on MMA YouTube agrees on a take, it most likely goes wrong. O'Malley, Powhatan, Buckley, etc. You could flip a coin, Noru. You could flip a coin. You know what I mean, dude? Like, 50 times, 50-50. Sometimes we all know the direction a fight's going to go, and it does go that direction, and none of us are surprised. MMA is very unpredictable. You know what I mean? Noru. What's up, AM Bro? Said hi. Dougie. It's your son. What's up, Nacho? Good to see you, dude. Marty Moggs, the front chat, gets a huge victory lap. You get a massive victory lap, Nacho. Well done, dude. Well done. People are acting surprised that the PFL fighters aren't translating well to the UFC. As if the PFL is one of the weakest promotions skill-wise. I think it is. I think PFL and Bellator, they do get the dregs. They get the trash. hardcores want to amp it up because you got to be a hardcore. You know, you got to watch PFL and Bellator, mate. You don't know about Nisasaki or Magachi and PFL and Bellator. But if they were good, they'd be in the UFC, and people would be screaming for them to be in the UFC, like Dakota Ditchever. It is a pool full of shit. I got back clips for the action this morning. Good on you, Kenny. Nice to see. The PFL doesn't exist anymore. I don't think it'll exist in 5 years. Woeful. They suing They're suing the majority of their people that are paying them. Everyone knows the GFL is where the real fighters are at. Where does Kevin Lee fit into this, OTMO? He's suing them for extortion, even though they didn't do anything. I see a lot of people not too sure about JDM versus Islam. That's why I'm fearful. I think it'll happen. I mean, JDM's already back in a training camp. He posted it on his Instagram. Boob is spamming. That's what Boob does. There's a lot of MMA YouTubers that were picking against them. Only smoke up the ganja. But you rip cones during this live stream quite often, Christian Grey. Islam might fuck up JDM. Look, Islam could fuck up JDM. He could fuck up JDM. But I don't think he will fuck up JDM because Islam wasn't able to hold down Alexander Volkanovski or No Hip Poirier. And if you can't hold down people that are lighter than you, you're not holding down JDM with Craig Jones in his corner. So I'm going to be picking JDM with a lot of confidence, Noro. PFL's skill level is awful, but it's the most popular Western promotion. No, it is not. No, it is not. Help me. It sold 10k pay-per-views for Francis Ngannou. No, it is not. It is not even close. Brian Stan became PFL double champ on a couch right now. He actually could, yeah. Aaron Pico is the real deal. We'll find out. Maybe it'll be 1 out of 10 people that come over from PFL Bellator that are actually any good. The real fighters are obviously in Dan Hooker's backyard brawls. Absolutely right, mate. Absolutely right. And Kenny says, God loves Dougie. That's why he was blessed with a huge sausage. You know it, Kenny. How did you find out? Did you find the tapes? I told her not to upload the tapes. Trade John Jones for Ngannou. I agree with that. Simply kudos. Oh my God, Conor McGregor's in the chat. The actual Conor McGregor's here. Oh my God. Joshua Van made a mistake taking the Royval fight. He'll lose his momentum losing a Royval. Should have waited for a top 10 guy. I think he's going to lose Conor. And it's good to see, mate. Shout out. I think he's going to lose Conor. But I don't think it's too bad because of how early in his career that he is. So I think it's one of those losses where he's going to learn a lot from the loss. So I kind of like that he took it, Mr. McGregor. I kind of like that he took it. I'm out. See you, Andrew. Thank you for joining. I love you. But we don't go live. It's usually 9 p.m. here. But we don't go live. It's usually 9 p.m. That is true, Christian Grey. Noor, if you want to know who's going to win a bloody fight, just watch Lucas Tracy. That's true. Lucas Tracy knows the answer to everything. And what's up, Liam Finley? How are you, Liam Finley? Shout out to Liam Finley in the chat. Is Eddie Alvarez the greatest crossover from Bellator? Yeah, I mean, he got a belt wrapped around his waist, so it'd have to be. Who else came over from Bellator and got a belt wrapped around their waist? I need Nacho and Shotgun to fire up. Islam is still young. He can improve from his last performance. He can. That is true. He could improve. Yeah, true. Islam had a life or death battle with Dustin. He had to resort to breaking his nose with a headbutt. True. How's Noah? My grandpa has a poster that's been up for years. Something like 5 p.m. equals beer o'clock. So I'm going to try and keep that mentality now. That is. My dad has the exact same mentality. Until he retired, and then it became 5 a.m. somewhere, and then he just started drinking. I miss you, Daddy. Do you have a huge sausage? The spread of rumors are true. It's true. Why didn't Buckley use his big, meaty hooks? He did. He did use his big, meaty hooks. He used his big, meaty hooks, but Kamaru Usman just ran out of the way and got out of the way of them. Joe Pyfer. Finally. It's about fucking time you got here, Pyfer. I'm in Melbourne, Australia. Flinders Street, Saturday, midday. Just tell me what Saturday you'll be here. Flinders Street. There's a stage set up across the road permanently. It's called Fed Square. You and me, Pyfer, on that stage. Saturday, shootout at dawn, dusk, midday, noon. See you there. What's up, Troy boy? How are you, dude? Eddie and Kayla? Yes, Kayla Harrison, of course. Thank you, Nacho. Yeah. The fact that Michael Chandler was a 2-division tam in Bellator says something. Yeah, it's a shit pool of competition. What's up, Troy boy? Shout out to Dougie Pops. Hope you planned him, mate. Oh, mate, we'll use him. Buckley used a shocking dragon punch in the 5th. What the hell was that? He was just trying to do anything that he could. He could be a donk sometimes. Sean, fucking any kangaroos, buddy. Where am I at? Flinders Street, Fed Square. Exactly, Piper. Melbourne. Noon. Saturday. I'll be there, mate. I think Dana signs PFL fighters knowing they'll lose, propping up his own promotion on skill level. You think he signed Patchy Mix knowing that he'll lose? You think he signed up Michael Chandler, hyping the fuck out of him, knowing that he'll lose? Help me? I don't know. Perfect time for us to kidnap Dougie. I'll be there. G'day, Mr. Hot Dog. People forget, man, Northcutt was O'Malley before O'Malley. True. Can I get a shout out? Shout out to Hot Dog! Gotta be a Sunday? I'll be there on a Sunday then. Joe Piper, whenever you want to go down, you just let me know the day, and I'll be there. Midday. Flinders Street. Fed Square. Stage set up. Permanently. It's a tourist attraction. I'll get on the train and I'll meet you there, Joe Piper. Whenever you want. Just message me the day. Fed Square. Flinders Street. Stage. Live stream. Dougie and Piper. See you there. Can you give me a 2-minute breakdown on how stupid you are for picking Buckley? I will at some point. What's up, Shiloh? Good to see you. I will at some point. Dougie, watch out behind you, buddy, DJ. Greatest counterpuncher in the UFC history. My pick is McGregor. Yep. Bellator fighters losing helps the UFC brand. It does help the UFC brand, but I don't think he signs them up just for them to lose. I think he waits to see which one has a modicum of talent, like Chandler and like Pico and Patchy Mix, and then they sign them up, and then they fumble in the UFC because the UFC is just better. It's just in better. Breathe, Shug. Oh my god, he shot a double leg, Shug. Guys, I think it's actually Joe Piper. It's not Joe Piper. It's a win for Dana. If they lose, it shows the UFC non-fighters are shit. If they win, they're taking away skilled fighters from the company. It is a win-win for Dana. Absolutely, dude. It is. I agree with you on that. Because once they're in the UFC can spin the narrative. And the UFC mogs the PFL and Bellator in narrative. You know what I mean? Absolutely crushes them. Look at they just steamrolled away Francis Ngannou's career. You know what I mean? And lifted up John Jones. They can absolutely wash away the PFL's narrative. So I agree with you, it's win-win, but I don't think he signs them up hoping that they're going to lose. All right, buddy, next Sunday I'll be back to remind you. See you there, Joe Piper. See you there, you salty motherfucker. You salty, salty bitch. It was just a joke, mate. You do fucking suck about everything, Joe Piper. You do. And you are mid, and you did get fraud checked. So whenever you want, Joe Piper versus Dougie. Flinders Street, Melbourne, Fed Square. Be there. When Dougie lets DJ Eden out of the shed, stop feeding Max. Yeah, he doesn't want the fighters to lose, but it can still help is all I mean. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like, it's win-win for the UFC. I completely agree with that. Completely agree. I still find it hilarious that Bellato is now 0-2 in the UFC. He has to be the only one to ever do that. He might be, dude. You picked Buckwheat? Hell no! I did. I picked Buckley. I know I'm an idiot. Dougie's a silly boy. I am a silly boy. When you hear Chandler speak, you wouldn't think he's a chemist or something, but then he fights like a drunken idiot at the pub. Yeah, he speaks like he's trying to get Tony Robinson's job. Tony Robbins' job. You know what I mean? He's trying to sell you a book on how to be a better man and a father. You know, teach these young kids something. You know, I gotta live a dream. That's Michael Chandler. But then you watch him fight and you think he's an idiot. How did you do on picks out of 12? I only picked 9 fights. I picked 8 fights because I didn't pick all the fights. And out of the fights that I did pick, I think I did 2 and 6. 1 and 7. I don't know. I did well on picks. We went through it yesterday. Should have kept the Bellator name. Nobody talks about the PFL. I agree. At least Bellator had something there. You know what I mean? Dana literally promotes nobody. It's crazy how he still has a job. 7-1. Thank you, Nacho. Yep. Dana literally promotes nobody. It's crazy how he still has a job. Picks and chooses who to promote based on popularity. He needs to go. I agree, Lee and Finley, completely. Join in on the channel more often, and you'll hear me talk about how the UFC has become a production company, not a promotion company. Joe Piper says, keep talking. Mate, why don't you start fucking talking, yeah? Why don't you learn how to talk? My first pegging tonight. Any advice? Bite down on the pillow. Lots of lube, and blood can also be used as lubricant as well. I'm gonna remember your motherfucking face now. Now I'm gonna remember your face. Just finished. You're welcome, Ricky. Give me at least no, absolutely not. I got more fights right than you even picked fights. I got 7-1. Paradox. I got 7-1. You're the real Giuliano Ahente. How did Giuliano Ahente do on picks? Why don't you pick all the fights? Because I don't follow WMMA. Not the AIM room. I don't follow WMMA, so I don't pick all the fights. And very often as well, sometimes when there's a couple of blobs, like coming up on this week's card at Azerbaijan, the blob off between Muhammad Usman and what's his name, the blob. Not interested. Not interested at all. Don't care. Not going to pick it. I'll be live for it, but I'm not going to. I might be live for it. Maybe. We'll see. If it's on at 1 a.m. in the morning, I might not even be live for it. So we'll see. Chandler talks like he wants to sell you VIP access to an exclusive seminar on how to be a good man and live your dreams. Yes, that's exactly what he is. He's trying to upsell himself as a fitness influencer, which is like, I'm not saying that is like a bad thing or trying to shit on him. I'm just saying, like, Chandler's trying to upsell, trying to push his career forward into the fitness influencer spectrum, right? Ryzen might be the highest skilled level promotion outside of the UFC. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Might be. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Would you let Kayla Harrison toss his salad around for a free Thailand compound? Yes. Yes, I would. Yes, for the entire compound in Thailand, already paid for. One night being fiddled by Kayla Harrison, yes. Yes, I would. Frankie would sleep Dougie, and okay, Ricky, just calm the hell down. Are you hyped for Nunes versus Harrison? I am. I know it's weird, but when I came into the sport, when Conor McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo, my peak pub watching fandom while I was going to pubs and getting the boys around for beers and barbecues happened during the Amanda Nunes dominance era. And I still have great dreams in my mind of the night that Amanda Nunes knocked out Cyborg. It was New Year's Eve in Australia, and we had a bloody house party going on. So I have a lot of fond memories attached to Amanda Nunes. So to see her fight Kayla Harrison does actually give me a modicum of nostalgia and hype. So yes, I am. Help me. Buddy picks fights because he knows he won't be right. No, it's not that. It's because I don't care. Chandler is a steroid influencer. He is. Giuliano Ahente picked Miranda Maverick. Oh no. Professional gambler my ass. Oh, Giuliano. What are you doing? How did you not know Rose would make a comeback for the ages? Ah, delicious. Vanilla Coke. So good. I had a craving for Coca-Cola today. Don't know why. Didn't even drink last night. I mean, I had a glass of whiskey, but I didn't drink, you know what I mean? I didn't get on it, you know? I just had a nice glass of whiskey. But I was just craving Coca-Cola today. Sometimes there are prices that have to be paid in life. Too good to pass up. But mate, to get a whole compound in Thailand for one night with Kayla Harrison? Yeah, dude, come on. Dudster, would you be willing to commentate an all-female Jello wrestling tournament? You know what? There are some things that are hard to do as well, Mr. C, but I'd put my hand in the ring for that one. No, you have to, you have to. Kayla Harrison becomes the best at anything she does. She would make you bust without even touching your peen after beating the goat Pena. We can never count her out again. Nacho, are we really going to be doing this? Are we going to be starting a Kayla Harrison hype train? Because I'm going to be Team Nunes. All right, she's from the Reebok era. I might even go to like secondhand online stores and see if I can find a secondhand UFC Reebok hoodie and wear my old Reebok hoodie to watch Amanda Nunes fight. In Aussie New Year's Eve or in July or in summer? No, it's the same time as yours, but maybe a day ahead. The shawarma I ate earlier is wreaking havoc on my intestines. Fair enough, Justin Kennedy. I'm feeling like kebab later, which is the Australian version of shawarma. Kayla is going to Donkey Kong Nunes' ass. That's one hell of a way to put it, Sparky. One hell of a way to put it. Harrison is built like Machamp from Pokemon. True. Chandler has done roids for sure. Maybe not currently, but he has done them 100%. Absolutely he has. Absolutely Chandler's done roids. Absolutely. Amanda will defeat the GOAT Pena and Honor whoop that fellow dude behind. I'm going to be going with Nunes for the nostalgia. I have to go with Nunes for the nostalgia. Now, I'm writing this pick off. I'm writing this pick off completely. I'm okay with not getting this one right. Like, I know this is going to be a delusional. This is going to be a Dougie delusion pick. My Nunes pick. But I'm going with Nunes. And it's all delusion and cope and memories of good times. So be warned, don't ride my picks with this one. I know I'm the GOAT picker on MMA YouTube, you know what I mean? 7-1 in yesterday's Fight Night card, yeah? I know I'm the one that knew Magomed Ankalaev would be sleeping Alex Pereira, you know, ending his career, retiring him. You know, I know you want to ride my picks all the way on the money train. Don't ride my picks on this one. Nunes is going to struggle to make weight after munching that rug for you. Okay, help me. Okay, mate. Was that an unironic positive story about WMMA? That was an unironic positive story about WMMA. I know. Ricky says I've been gooning for 36 hours straight. Drink a Gatorade, Ricky, and give it a rest. You know what I mean? There's nothing worse than a callus on the end of your penis. Chandler was on roids at some point, but then he cycled off it and maintained his physique. Yes, Woeful. Absolutely correct, mate. People forget, man! Nunes was the only woman that actually knew how to fight back in the day. Exactly, OTM. And I remember those days fondly, back when women's MMA was peaking. Even though I have announced that women's MMA is back, I remember. I still remember. Why is your head bigger this stream? Maybe I'm sitting slightly closer to the camera. Feral Florida man. Maybe. I want to ride Dougie's meat. I don't have the why you gay button on the vertical streams. But I should play it. Yeah, he stayed on them just to get his physique. Now he's trains very hard to keep it. I agree, Liam. I think Michael Chandler definitely juiced up. And yeah, now he just maintains that level. And he also wanted to bulk up a little bit for the Conor McGregor fight. You know what I mean? He had a long time out for that one. Poll it! Nunes versus Harrison. I'll poll it. Shyla is a I am living in the past picker. And it worked for you well yesterday. You didn't get the Cody pick, but you got the Rose pick. And you got the Kamaru Usman pick. So sometimes living in the past works. In fact, I'm going to do a video about how 2025, not tomorrow, tomorrow's video is yelling at Usman, but I'm going to do a video about how 2025 is the year of the Unk. So living in the past sometimes gets you wins. Thoughts on Usman versus JDM? I think JDM boxes the bleeding head off him. ISIS? Jesus, is that really your name? IS15? It looks like ISIS. Change it. Also, pick Nunes, probably second round TKO. Picking Nunes is such a Roganism. It is a Roganism. It is a Roganism. Thoughts on the Unks winning over the YNs? I'm going to make a video on it. I think it's unbelievable. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, Feral Florida man. I'm in disbelief. I need to break it down. Mr. Hot Dog, you've been here already before. You don't get 3 hellos. You don't get 3 hellos, Hot Dog. Okay, you've been here twice. You've had 2 shout-outs. I'm just playing, mate. G'day, Hot Dog. How are you? Who are we going with, chat? Who are we going with, chat? Nunes or Kayla Harrison? I know doing a vertical stream and a poll at the same time is annoying as fuck. I apologize. Let me know what you reckon. Lorenzo predicts. What's up, dude? Hey, bro, W stream, but Papa needs a raid. What do you say we end this noise and raid your boy? Absolutely not. Lorenzo predicts I'm going to be going for a little bit longer, but what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. I love that you just cruise around MMA YouTube trying to pull out a whole bunch of raids. I respect the hustle, mate. Lorenzo trying to worm himself a raid. Guess what he does? You know what I mean? It's what he does, and you got to respect the hustle and the grind, you know? Shout out to Lorenzo predicts. I think he's fucking hilarious. I think he's a very, very funny cunt. He's a very funny cunt. I went and watched one of his streams once. He was dressed as a fucking doctor for some reason. He's a good bloke. Don't raid Lorenzo. I'm not going to be raiding Lorenzo. What do you make of Paul Craig and Rodolfo Bellato? Oh my god. Putting it on much, Rodolfo? Unbloody believable, mate. I've seen better people faking it in the bedroom. Unfucking... Not that they ever would with me. But I've seen it. Yeah, no, he faked it. He absolutely faked it. Unks have been beating YN since the beginning of time because their father... okay, alright. Lorenzo, your whole personality is begging for raids. Yeah, but it's good stuff, isn't it? I hate Lorenzo. No, Lorenzo's cool, mate. He's a good kid. Dougie, would you... Okay, alright. Lorenzo treats his viewers like garbage. Who does? Lorenzo does, Shyla? Or I do. I treat my viewers with a very gentle hand. What's up, Wixon? How are you, dude? People should be hating on me more than Lorenzo. Okay, alright. Stop talking about Lorenzo. Stop it. Stop it, chat. Enough. We've got 65% going with Kayla Harrison. You people are delusional. Delusional. Don't like the stream. Stop talking about Lorenzo. Nacho, I expect better from you, mate. You're meant to be the mod around here, not encouraging the chat to be retarded. Okay? Absolutely insane, Nacho. Don't make me make Bilal's Good Eye the mod. I'll demod you in a second. No, I don't give a fuck. Nacho's the guy. Bellato for sure faked it. Bellato absolutely faked it, mate. Absolutely faked it. I can't believe that I didn't say Bellato faked it when I watched it live. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'd rather get flatline than fake KO. You'll get bullied a bit, but nothing like faking an injury. Not in MMA, dude. You're not allowed to fake an injury in MMA. You're not allowed to do that. Like, this is cage fighting. It's an absolute loss. Lorenzo definitely has a mustache and on Freddie Mercury. Okay. We're not retarded for telling the truth. I know, I just don't care. Like, we're an MMA chat. Is the GOAT. He needs the best mustache in the world. I'm not picking Nunes. Man, imagine not picking Nunes, man. Man, imagine not picking Nunes. Crazy, man. Man, imagine not picking Nunes. I told Dougie it was fake and he coped. I didn't cope. Alright, we'll go through it again. For those of you that were in someone else's stream yesterday and not in my stream, that's okay. You're allowed to watch other MMA YouTubers. Except for Joey. Except for Joey. You're allowed to watch other MMA YouTubers. But for those of you that weren't here yesterday, when the up kick happened and he slammed his head on the back of the canvas, I have seen in this sport before that people have had delayed KOs. We've seen it before. Us old heads that have been watching the sport for more than a day have seen people being knocked out, delayed. And then we've also seen people come awake after a knockout and start fighting referees to the point where other people have needed to come into the cage and subdue the fighter. So we've seen all this before. When I went back and watched it in slow motion, it became insanely obvious that, yeah, he was faking it to get the win. I told Doug he was fake and he coped. Lorenzo is the worm. I agree. Lorenzo said you're annoying and your takes suck. I don't care. This will be the first time I'm picking the younger generation after seeing what Kayla did to Pena compared to Almeida. I just don't see how Amanda compared to Amanda. I just don't see how Amanda can win. Thank you, Nacho, for bringing MMA back into the stream. This will be the first time I'm picking. Yeah, you do usually go for the Yunks, Nacho. You do usually go for the Yunks. Everyone hates Joey except for the Muslims. And I wonder why. Play the Shamburgos KO as an example of a late knockout. There we go. Like, there have been late knockouts. So I just thought that was, I didn't think the up kick knocked him out. I thought him slamming his head onto the canvas as he fell down knocked him out. So the up kick shifted his brain to the back of the skull, and then when he slammed his head down onto the canvas, that shifted his brain forward. So his brain got properly rattled inside of his skull. That's what I thought happened as I was watching it live. I was wrong. I made one of them on MMA Joey stream, 400 per stream. I am one of the made men on MMA Joey stream. I donate $400. So you're a Muslim oil sheik, are you, woeful? Well, I'm happy that you just pay MMA Joey to be your whore, but you're here for the real love. You know what I mean? I'm happy that I'm your real down bottom bitch, and MMA Joey is just your plaything. Dougie letting us watch MMA channels, kind of a bit Ian Gary of him, isn't it? Shut up, OT. Barbosa versus Burger. I got a little notepad here, William. When I feel it appropriate, I'll bring it up, mate. Thank you for that, dude. I'll bring that one up. Barbosa versus Burgos. Yeah, delayed knockout. Thanks, William. Sterling is still in shocked that an MMA fighter faked being. I know. How are you? I'm extremely Asian. What are the Asian levels today? Yes, Aljamain Sterling can't believe that somebody would fake in MMA. And he's still being hated for it to this day. Who should Snoozman fight next year? I think he should fight Bilal Muhammad. I think you should fight Bilal Muhammad, mate. Get in there and fight Bilal Muhammad. I'm making a video on it tomorrow. Good luck to you, Nacho. I know, dude. Paula, who is more dislikable? No. Usman could wrestle his way to a champion shot again. He could, Liam. Especially against Bilal's Good Eye. It was real, it was fake. Harrison versus Nunes is going to be the first WMMA fight with no women in it. That's not true. That's not true at all. We've seen Cyborg fight other men. Dougie, I told you yesterday he's Brazilian, he has no brain. True, help me. True. Turkey Alashiki Aberna. By the way, Lucas Tracy sucks. Whoever recommended him, no, he's funny. Lucas Tracy is funny, but don't take anything that he says seriously. He's not here for serious takes. He's just funny. Who wins in an eating contest between Joey and Shamil the Blob Gaziev? Joey, absolutely. Joey. I would like to see Volk talking his way about John Jones. John Jones will be pissed seeing Volk say that. Yeah, so Volk called out John Jones and said, mate, you got a bloody responsibility to the belt, mate. Volk John Jones. He said, mate, you got a bloody responsibility to the belt. You all right? You can't just be doing that kind of shit, mate. You got to get in there. You got to fight, okay? You got a bloody responsibility, mate. You're the champion. You need to defend your belt. It's your responsibility, okay? So if you don't want to fight, mate, just bloody get in there and retire, okay? Go on. Get out of here, mate. Go on, get moving, mate. You bloody love to see it from Volk. You bloody love to see it. And Volk's 100% right. And if you are still somehow a John Jones fan that is backing up the decision-making that John Jones has been doing, you are an embarrassment to the MMA community. You're an absolute embarrassment, and it's disgusting. What dung? Please shit on them. Who am I shitting on, monkey? Lucas is awful, and his views kind of show it. No, Lucas is just fun. He's just fun. He's not to be taken seriously. He's just funny. He's just funny, mate. But yeah, I mean, you can tell Lucas is just funny, and he's for the kind of MMA viewer that has a TikTok, Twitch mentality. TikTok, Twitch, the Reels watchers. He's for that kind of mentality, because literally every single time a fighter fights, Lucas updates his GOAT list. And it goes to show that he doesn't know how to contextualize everything within a linear line of thinking. He doesn't know how to bring in all of MMA and think about everything deeply. He just says funny things. And I think he does it just to rile up some reactions, which is good YouTube, to be honest. It's very clever YouTube. Oh, Vanilla Coke is so good. Usman had that dog in him. He beat down on the mouthpiece. Took some big shots. What a performance. Second best welterweight of all time. Yeah, I give him second best welterweight of all time for sure, Nacho. Kenny Okoye, speaking of MMA YouTubers, obviously thinks that Kamaru Usman is the best welterweight of all time, but we can't blame him. You know what I mean? We can't blame him. Kenny Okoye is just the black version of me. He just bigs up the Nigerians like I big up the Australians. But yeah, I agree, Nacho, completely. Second best welterweight of all time. It's phenomenal. And he needs respect for what he's done at his age against a raging up-and-comer Buckley. It's really, really good. I never even tried to watch Lucas Tracy before, seen him of dancing shirtless in Target, and couldn't be asked. Very true. Very, very true, Christian Grey. Would you toss a stick to Erin Blanchfield? Yeah, why not? I feel Jones planned to retire after the Stipe fight, but the psychopath, attention-seeking side absolutely fumbled it. Yeah. I think you're right. No, I think, sorry, help me. John Jones, after the Stipe fight. He tried to quote himself out of the fight. He tried to price himself out of the fight. He never expected the UFC to say yes to $30 million. He never expected the UFC to say, yes, you can wait for 6 months. He never, ever expected things to get this far down the line. When the UFC came back and said yes to him for $30 million, I think he was genuinely surprised. When he said, I need 6 months, and they said, no, walkers can't, he was genuinely surprised. Jones never expected to get this far with the negotiations, and now he doesn't know what to do. Lucas Tracy is funny. It's like someone who gets shit on by a bird. No, Lucas is funny. No Tracy slander allowed. I'm not. Lucas is good. Make me a mod and I will ban all the Lucas slander. We don't want to ban all the Lucas slander. Lucas is a Gen Z chael. It's a shitty gimmick. That's what it is. Yeah. Lucas said he will update the GOAT list after International Fight Week. I agree that he's just because old heads have 15 title defenses doesn't mean a new gen with 5 title defenses can't be greater than him. So Wick, I agree. You don't have to get 15 title defenses. Watch my video that I made on what DDP has to do to be considered as good as Anderson Silva. It's not about the 15 title defenses. It's about the little bits of legacy that you pick up along the way. Like, I've put Alexander Volkanovski very high up, and maybe I'm biased because I'm Australian, but I think beating Max Holloway 3 times and winning the belt back at his advanced age against a young, hungry Diego Lopez is legacy attrition. You know what I mean? Like, it adds to your legacy. Not so much the numbers, but the legacy. So I think there's a bit of a middle ground that you can find there. Lucas does it on purpose. I reckon he does, mate. Christian Grey spitting absolute facts. Blanchfield is kind of hot with her hair down. Yep. Francis versus Tom would be so cool, man. People would literally agree. 2-man John Jones didn't need a fight and ducked. Got tired of waiting and fought each other. That fight would be the biggest for Jones. Yeah, I think Francis Ngannou versus Tom Aspinall is the biggest fight you can make, not just because they're heavyweights, but I think it's the biggest fight you can make in MMA right now. It's the lineal MMA champion of the world, Francis Ngannou, UFC, PFL, Tyson Fury, the lineal combat sports champion of the world versus the next big up-and-comer. It doesn't get bigger than that. That's maybe $1 million pay-per-view right there. Maybe. Pay-per-views are falling off a cliff. It'll be the highest pay-per-view you can do now that we're in this new era of people not buying pay-per-views. John Jones is an attention whore. True. I saw a pic of the UFC in the crowd not long ago and she looked decently stacked. Definitely at least 5 sticks. There you go. Now, the pricing himself argument is weak as fuck. Jones versus Aspinall is the biggest fight since Conor versus Khabib. 30 mil isn't crazy to ask. It is crazy to ask when you know that the UFC highest offer they've ever paid anyone is Conor McGregor at 14 mil. So I think the argument help me is, does John Jones deserve $30 million? Yes, I believe that he does. Is asking the UFC for $30 million crazy considering the UFC has never paid anyone even close to that amount of money, not even half that amount of money? Yes, it is. So he was expecting the UFC to say no, and the UFC went, no, you are worth that. You deserve that. So I do think he's pricing himself out. Surely GSP is the greatest welterweight of all time. That's what I think, Shyla. I heard it from the grapevine. Blanchfield likes girls. Her girlfriend is that Middle Eastern girl she has in the corner every fight. I wouldn't be surprised. Most women's MMA fighters are lesbians. I've never watched Lucas Tracy video. They're pretty funny. I like them. Ronaldo says we're really getting upsets in 2025. We are, Ronaldo. Vanilla Coke, close the fridge with it. I don't understand what you're saying, Eric. I say Woodley is over Usman in welterweight goats. Usman is mostly rematches while Woodley defenses are up-and-coming opponent. You could have that argument for sure, especially since Usman defended twice against Masvidal that didn't really deserve to be there. Usman took big shots. His chin is crazy. I know, it looks like that Leon Edwards head kick was just perfect and Usman was a little bit tired. Volk is number 5 all time in my opinion. I think I have him at number 6 right now. I believe DDP has to finish Hamzat, beat Imavov and Kaio to cement himself as the middleweight GOAT. Yeah, he can do that by age 33. I think he's got to move up and knock out one light heavyweight the way that Anderson Silva moved up and knocked out Frank, whatever his name was. Nacho, remind me. How popular is MMA in Australia? Not very popular at all. I didn't watch the card on Saturday. It was a good card. At least watch the prelims. They were very good. Anyone drinking any Coke other than classic Coke has gay dreams? I do not have gay dreams. And an Eternal MMA stream soon. Depends when it's on, if I've got the Saturday night off, but I would love to do it. Would you rather watch Strickland? Okay. Really sad to see what Pat Barry did to Rose. She used to have very pretty with long hair. She did. John milking the attention because after retirement, people will talk more about his antics rather than his accomplishments. I think if he is doing that, he is doing a disservice to his career, simply kudos. I think if he milks this just for the attention, what people are going to remember is that he ducked Tom Aspinall. He's actually hurting his career. If Canelo makes 20 mil for being a mid-boxer, Jones can ask for 30 mil. I agree, he can ask for 30 mil, but he was expecting the UFC to say no. Andrew says, you're my favorite creator. You're my favorite chatter, Andrew. Thank you for being here, dude. It's like when I see a dime for a chick and run through them with a bunch of tattoos. Yes, Christian Grey. When you see a beautiful woman and she's just put tattoos all over herself, shaved her head, got lip rings and piercings, dyed her head blue and says she's a man, it's a true disservice to the female form. Peaches and Creamville, motherfuckers. Forrest Griffin, there you go. You know what I'm right about, Dougie? What are you right about, Andrew? When are you going back to the normal stream? Very, very soon. Cherry Coke slander will not be standard. Vanilla Coke is the best Coke on the shelf. You know it. I'll be surprised if Ilya gets submitted. Me too, Ronaldo. Who should Buckley fight next? I think he should fight Miles Morales. Let us switch over to the mainstream, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be switching over to the mainstream now. I'm going to take a piss. We're going to continue. I'm going to put one of the best. Chinaman got rocked skill-wise. I'm going to be putting... Should I put some time on the clock? And we'll do a meter stream. We'll do a meter stream. I'll give you guys a good rate for a meter stream. Rate for a meter stream. So I'm going to switch over. I don't go anywhere. You don't have to go anywhere. You can just stay on this stream and it should update and become a widescreen. Should become a widescreen just like that. Automatically under its own volition. Stop typing. I'm going to take a piss. Yeah, I'm going to give you guys a good rate. Stop typing. I'm going to take a piss, and then I'll be right back. All right? Stop typing! I'll be right back. How much time do we start? How much time do we put on the clock to start off with? I've been live for an hour. It's 3 o'clock. Let's do this. I'll chuck 45 on the clock for free. We'll chuck 45 on the clock for free. We'll keep the same rate. We'll keep the same rate. $1 for 2 minutes. But we'll chuck 45 on the clock for free. There we go. We'll chuck 45 on for free, chat. There we go, chat. $1 for 2 minutes. 45 for free. Bloody beautiful stuff. 24 hours? We're not doing 24 hours, you idiots. 45.70. 45.70. Alright, let me open up another stream so I can just make sure I got live chat here. Let me just 1 second. Stop typing. Stop typing. I'm not reading it. I'm not reading it. I'm not reading it. I'm opening up a second stream so I can have the live chat here. I gotta make sure I have the live chat here. I gotta make sure I have the live chat so I don't miss anyone. Where's the chat? Why is the live chat not here? Oh my god, I want to shoot myself in the face. Why is the live chat not here? Join the chat. There it is. Thank you. Now pop the chat window out. Thank you. Alright, cool. I can see everyone chatting. Alright, we're here. We're here. We're live. We'll go live for 45 minutes. If you guys want to put some money on the clock, put some... Sorry, the music's still loud. There we go. Alright, we're here. We're here for the second half of the stream. Flat lay stream. We're here. We're back. We're enjoying ourselves. Dougie's nickname is Spreader. No. We will never stop typing. I know. Live chat equals a dead chat. True. Alright, cool. It says 43 minutes. I started off at 45 minutes, mate. Alright, it was bloody good stuff, okay? I'm here just listening. At least we got the nice chilled out music, don't we? Screen is still vertical. If your screen is still vertical, just refresh. If your screen is still vertical, just refresh. It shouldn't be vertical anymore. It should be flat laid. So yeah, just let me check. Let me go to YouTube and check. Let me go to YouTube and check. Let me go to the channel. Yeah, it's flat lay. You just refresh and it'll be flat lay. Yeah, we can do a tier list. Absolutely, we can. We can do a tier list. Dougie, what would your fighter nickname be? The Blobstralian? I'd probably go with the Blobstralian, yeah. Oliveira will get rocked and dropped, and Ilya will rush, and we will get Ilya in a triangle choke. I believe. So the Oliveiras are the wees now, OTM? Is that what's happening there? I think Oliveira knows enough to stay... I think, what's his name? Ilya Topuria knows enough to stay safe, mate. So, unfortunately, I think it's going to be an Ilya Topuria win, mate. I think it's going to be an Ilya Topuria win. I don't think he's going to be getting choked out. If you put Volk's brain in Leon Edwards' body, they become the GOAT. If you put Alexander Volkanovski's brain in Leon Edwards' body, they become the GOAT. I think Volk already can become the GOAT. I don't think he needs Leon Edwards' body. In fact, Leon Edwards' body wouldn't work for Volk, would it, Nacho? Because Leon Edwards has got that rangy body, and Volk's got that shit down the center, that small man. Oliveira has murals all over the house. That's pretty sick. Dougie is Australianatic. That is true. Now, before we head over and do some tier lists, do we have any news that we need to cover over here on fucking Twitter MMA, on MMA Twitter? Let's just quickly check that shit out. Make sure we got everything that we need. What the hell is that? Paddy Pimlet. Volk would figure out how to use a better engine. Yeah, he probably would. That is true. That is true. Over-exaggerated opinion. What is this? We got a sick knockout at APCFC. Whatever the hell APCFC is. Nobody cares about that. Caio Barajo predicts Dricus du Plessis versus Hamzat Chimaev and names his next ideal opponent. We know that he's trying to get himself a fresh go. Marab's still in Georgia, having a good time. Buckley said that Islam was scared to fight him, that aged like absolute milk, absolute bloody milk. There is nothing new happening in the MMA world. We've caught up on absolutely everything. Yeah. What is your opinion on Albania? Good to clear him out, I reckon. Good to clear him out, you know what I mean? Good that the world is sorting itself out and everyone's going back to their own borders and we're clearing things out. Oliveira with his peak versus Dariush, the only fight. Oliveira was at his peak against Dariush, the only fight where he took no damage. Against Dariush? No. Peak Oliveira was maybe against Poirier, right? Thoughts on Ilya's identity crisis? Is he German, Georgian, or Spanish? Anthony Pettis' fight champion. Oh, is that what that is? The APF. Good on him. Good on Anthony Pettis. Everyone opening up their own fight championship. Thoughts on Ilya's identity crisis? Is he German, Georgian, or Spanish? He's trying to sell to as many markets as he can. And if I was him, I'd keep selling to the Spanish market because you get to pick up all the footy players that way. All the football players. Anthony Pettis' fight championship. Did you guys see that Rosenstrike got a sick knockout at John Jones's and Mike Perry's Dirty Boxing? It's such a shit name for a fight league. Yeah, it's a horrible name for a fight league. Stick with Dirty Boxing. Dirty Boxing is a sick name for a fight league. Do you think Ilya is having his face tattooed on his chest is cringe? Yes. Yes, I think getting your own face tattooed onto your own chest is cringe. The Dariush performance was clean. Poirier popped his head all over the place. That's true. I've seen clips of Poirier landing down the center, and Dariush isn't really known for his boxing, is he? Dariush isn't really known for his boxing, is he? So it is like a... Yeah, that one is a clean one. John Jones is a co-owner of Dirty Boxing. He is. He is. John Jones is a co-owner of Dirty Boxing. That is true. That is very, very true. All right, what I want to do, I don't want to do a tier list. I want to break down the welterweight division. I want to break down where everybody is at. I want to break down where everybody is at. I want to break down where everybody is at in the welterweight division in a way that is easy to understand, where it's who they beat, but how they beat them and where they were at when they beat them. Like the amount of hype that they created. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, Shavkat Rakhmonov has a win over Ian Gary. But Shavkat's Rakhmonov win over Ian Gary isn't that exciting. Like, it wasn't that good compared to the dominating win that Usman got over Joaquin Buckley, if that makes sense. That's how I want to do it and break it down and see where these boys are coming back into the division and who deserves what and who goes where and who gets where, when, and why. That is what we're going to be doing in the live stream for the next 37 minutes at the very bloody least, mate. Pettis' nickname is really Showtime. He couldn't do anything with that. I know. Imagine like the Showtime show, the Showtime Fight League. Like, you have the sickest name there, right there. Dariush used to have a nasty left overhand. Yeah, but not when he fought Oliveira. Like, by that time, that was already done and dusted. That was gone, right? How dare you support John, you shill? Me? I just think the Dirty Fight boxing was fucking great. I think I watched it yesterday while I was having my dinner, and I thought it was fucking phenomenal. I had a great time watching it. Dirty boxing is great. I'm telling you, with the BKFC, with dirty boxing, these things are going to kill it. They're going to absolutely kill it in the Western audience, Nacho. Absolutely. What are we doing? We're sorting out welterweight, people's hype levels, like how hyped their fights were compared to everyone else in the division and where they're sitting, like close to the title picture race. Don't forget, I don't get the fighter-owned organizations. Do they profit in them? I imagine the overheads are high. Yeah, it's what they're trying to do. So they took all their money from their fight career to help set up this fight league with like a bunch of capital. But also they forward sell it to a bunch of investors, like people who put their, investors, people who are putting their names and their sponsorships all over the canvas. And they're trying to grow something there, their own little fight league. So they think that because they were in the fight game, they know the fight game, and they'll be able to create their own little mini organization of it. And it can make money. Like, regional organizations can absolutely make money. Like, you look at the Dirty Fighting League that happened yesterday, or Dirty Boxing, right, that happened yesterday. It was free on YouTube, and it was very obviously happening just in some warehouse. Like, the overheads for that would not have been high. It wasn't BKFC levels, where they're renting out an entire arena, and putting on this big, overly produced show. It was just a couple of the boys. It was essentially a step up from the Dan Hooker backyard fight leagues. It was just a couple of guys in a warehouse with a cage in the middle. I can't believe you subbed to Greta Thunberg's OnlyFans. What? Yeah, Queen Buckley? Yeah, Queen Buckley. 37, you said 45. I don't know what you're talking about. Dougie breathes MMA, college football, and women. Dougie, I breathe MMA, college football, and women in my free time. You breathe women in your free time, okay. 37, 38, but he's only 45. I don't understand what is going on. What's up, Sean MMA? I like fights. Dirty boxing looked like it was a high school gym. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You just unsubbed from Guru? Why did you just unsub from the MMA Guru? Is he live? Is he going live? MMA Guru's next fight. Oh, he isn't going live. He should go live. NZ Regional is Dan's backyard. Yeah, the New Zealand regional scene is just Dan bloody Hooker, mate, in his backyard, just throwing him back. Greta does have some massive... I don't think she does, mate. What did he do? Yeah, what did he do, Weston? Right, so you got Usman, right? This is what we're doing. So here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll bloody do. We'll have the finish line here. We'll have the bloody finish line here. Who's in the race to get the next title shot with the most hype and what they've built up? Who's in the race to get the next bloody title shot with the most hype and what they've built up? That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. It's a bloody race for who's in the next title shot. Like Usman, for example, right? Usman, former champ. Former champ. So he's got hype. He's got aura. Beat Buckley dominantly. Only lost one round to Buckley, really, maybe. Dominantly. Right? Real fucking dominance from Usman. This is putting him very, very far up the title race. Very, very fucking far up the title race. Then you got someone like Shavkat Rakhmonov, who has sat out and looked kind of mid against Ian Gary. Is that a shit take to have? Like, you got Shavkat Rakhmonov, who kind of looked a bit mid against Ian Gary. I don't think... And he's been super inactive now because of his injury. And the UFC fucking hates inactivity. So to me, that puts Shavkat all the way down the back of the line, right? There's Shavkat. We also got to think about Miles Morales. We got to think about Jeff Neal. We got to think about Sean Brady. We got to think about Leon Edwards. Like, it's such a busy division. That's why it's good to do something like this, where you sort of sort everybody out and see where everyone's at. You know what I'm saying? Guru's good, but I like Guru. I like Guru. Dirty Boxing is a better name. Dirty Boxing is a great name. Fair enough. Have I ever lied to you, Dougie? You've never lied to me, Yog. That's very true. Do you think the UFC or a fighter will ever be big enough to get put into a video game like Mike Tyson on Street Fighter? No, not anymore, OTM. Something will have to drastically change because the UFC are doing everything they can to keep fighters down. And not like put their boot on them, keep them down. But what I mean is, they used to go out there and put Conor McGregor on late night television, you know? They used to take Ronda Rousey or they used to take GSP and parade them around and put them on late night television and try and build them up to be as big as they could to compete with boxing. The UFC doesn't do that anymore. Now, the UFC likes their superstars like a Sean O'Malley or an Alex Pereira, where they're big and they're massive and they're stars within us. Us, the fans of MMA, we love these guys. Well, at least that's what they tried to do with Sean O'Malley, and it ended up happening naturally with Alex Pereira. So they want their captivated audience to rally around a couple of fighters, but they don't want the entire planet to rally around a couple of fighters, because then the fighter becomes bigger than the UFC. So essentially they want stars within the UFC, but not to surpass the UFC. And to have something like that happen, OTM Chino, you need a star to surpass the UFC, and they don't want that, man. What's up, Paul? How are you, dude? Good to see you, man. Sean Bloody Brady. We'll get Sean Bloody on there. The UFC competition is all good, but they never make it in the long run because of no names and inability to pay big names in the long run. PFL is almost done. Bellator was good years ago and died. The UFC competition is all good, but they'll never make it in the long run. I think regionally, UFC competition will make it, so small level will. And I think globally, you'll see things like Octagon and Ryzen. If one of them takes off and manages to crack into the Western audience, they will be able to compete with the UFC. And I believe the only thing that is holding those things back is English. I think one championship would have been a lot better if they had better live translations and English-speaking fighters, which obviously they can't because they're in Southeast Asia. And Octagon seems to be a lot of German and Polski sort of things. So I think English is the one thing that stops it breaking into that big worldwide audience because, you know, right now, for at least the next 2 or 3 years, all the money's still in the West. Guru said he likes fish and chips and Western is more of a bangers and mash kind of guy. That ended it completely. Shavkat's arm drag versus Gary was really, really high level. I cannot picture it right now, Woeful. Eric just says massive with a question mark. I'm going to lead a little bit more. K-Dot says, can I get a $50 loan for a 0% interest? Shalom! No. Did you see the Jay who clapped those politicians in the main event? I did not see that, dude. I did not see that. Right, where are we at? Sean Brady. Sean Brady in the race. Where is Sean Brady in the race? Well, Sean Brady's obviously pulled ahead. Right? Because Sean Brady is leading the race right now. Destroyed. Former number 1. Would you say that Sean Brady has got a better chance of getting a title shot right now? Would you say that Sean Brady has got a better chance of getting a title shot right now than Kamaru Usman? I would say no, because he doesn't have the name and the hype levels that Kamaru Usman had. So I would say that Kamaru Usman is ahead of Sean Brady in the title race, purely because he has the name. And I'm not saying that he deserves it, but I'm just saying, like, Kamaru Usman's 1-3 in his last 4, which shouldn't put you ahead. But I think the name alone puts him ahead, and what he did to Buckley so well. Kind of sucks, but that's just the way that the UFC works. You know what I mean? Where are you? Get over here, JDM. How good is Leon Edwards? Completely dominated Usman. Completely dominated it. When did he completely dominate Usman, K-Dot? Their third fight was very bloody close, mate. It was very bloody close. When did he dominate him? I'm officially out for the night. Andrew, see you, mate. You know City Life Project? He lives near there. I guess the whole state was in a mini lockdown. Oh, okay. I did not know that. So many contenders. He just gave everyone the belt. So many contenders. Let's just give everyone a belt. So we're all happy. Come on, guys. What's the point of even keeping score in sports? Let's all just get out there and have a bloody good time. Sean probably deserves it the most after Makhachev. So you think Sean Brady owes it? I agree. I think meritocracy levels, simply kudos. Sean Brady deserves it the most. However, I know the way the UFC works. We know the way the UFC works by now. I think it would need die-hard MMA fans. Let's be honest. How many UFC fans shit on mid-well-known fighters in the UFC? There's no way these people are watching PFL or Ryzen. I agree, Secret Talks, man. Like, I am exactly the same. I don't really watch Ryzen. I don't really watch PFL, to be honest, mate. You know what I mean? And I'm here on MMA YouTube, you know, doing the do, talking the talk, watching it all. And I'm not that interested in them either. I'm interested in one championship because I think Muay Thai is fucking sick. And I'm interested in Eternal MMA because it's happening in my own backyard and I like watching Australian prospects. But I'm not interested at all in the other ones. If we go meritocracy, Brady is next. Yep. Gang, not going to lie. Bilal was the worst matchup for JDM. Now that he's dominated Bilal, I don't know who the fuck beats JDM. Sean Brady. Sean Brady's got a red hot shot. K-Dot, yep. Is Usman a draw, though? I think he is, simply kudos. I think he is, man. I think he is, dude. You know what? We can check, right? We can check, right? We can do this, actually. We can go over to the UFC. We can go over to the UFC.com. And we can see his post-fight press conference numbers, right? Just for something to look at here. Let's say we go to UFC.com and let's go to his post-fight press conference numbers. Kamaru Usman's post-fight press conference is getting 40K views. Rose Namajunas is getting 440K views. Jacqueline Buckley is getting 179K views. Rose Namajunas is getting 96K views. You know what I'm saying? Mansour Abdul Malik is getting 17K. Now, if we go all the way back to last week, which is a pay-per-view, he's getting more than Kayla Harrison. He's getting more than Joe Pyfer. He's getting more than Kevin Holland. He's hitting Sean O'Malley numbers. He's about 200K behind Sean O'Malley. He is getting the same amount of views as Dana White is getting in his first press conference in a month. In his first press conference in a month, Buckley is getting just as many views. And this press conference was broken down by every single MMA YouTuber. Everyone was looking at this press conference. So is Joaquin Buckley a draw? This, using the UFC's own metrics, Buckley pulls just as many eyes on him as Dana White himself does. So I'm going to say yes. Buckley is a draw. I'm going to say yes, Buckley is a draw. Using the UFC's own bloody metrics, mate, I'm going to say, yeah, Buckley's a draw. Sorry, not Buckley, Usman. I'm going to say Usman's a draw. Is Kamaru Usman even a draw? Former pound for pound versus current pound for pound. I mean, it works. It works, right? Usman is not that crazy of a draw. He's enough of a draw for the UFC, woeful. You know, and again, they'll tell you that Sean O'Malley's a draw. You know what I mean? I think Usman beats Brady, funnily enough. Oh, it's so good to see Usman's hype back, Justin Kennedy. Douglas Goldberg, the third Usman didn't win a single round. That was Douglas Goldberg, the third... Douglas Goldberg. Oh, you're not calling me a Jew. You're saying Douglas Goldberg, the referee. In the third fight, Usman didn't win a single round. It was 49-48 Leon. I remember it being a lot closer than that, K-Dot. Brady gets wrecked by Shavkat and JDM. Brady gets wrecked by Shavkat and JDM. I think he gets through Shavkat. I reckon Brady gets through Shavkat. I believe JDM beats Sean Brady, but it's very bloody close, right? 100 Melburnians versus 1 Sydney. Oh, mate, we destroy him, Mr. C. We destroy him. I want to watch my eyes open as Dougie rides my face. Here you go, mate.
Why are you gay? You are gay.
There you go. Don't you miss that? You bloody missed that. Now we have it back. Now it's back, mate. There you go. Monkey is Zesty Drinkers. Yes, Monkey is Zesty Drinkers. He is Kenny. Why are people doubting Islam Makhachev? Couldn't hold down a no-hip Dustin Poirier. Couldn't hold down a little Volkanovski. JDM was able to spring back up against Bilal Muhammad and against Gilbert Burns with a broken forearm. He broke his arm in the first round, was still able to get to his feet. Usman is more of a draw now than he was during his reign. Everyone loves the underdog. That's true, Mr. C. Very, very bloody true. Lopez versus Yair and Bilal versus Usman. Already sold on the story. Yair Rodriguez turned down Diego Lopez. He's a pussy bitch that doesn't want the fight. He says he only wants it on the street, which is an absolute joke. The UFC should make them happen. Yair should definitely not be fighting for the belt. I don't know how he could go to the UFC. Let's make Yair versus Volk again. No, the UFC should not be making Yair versus Volk again. And yeah, they should just say, listen, fight Diego Lopez. or you cut. We don't need you. You're 3-0. Yeah, oh, not 3-0. You're 1-2 in your last 3 fights. You haven't gotten a win in your last 3 fights over a ranked UFC fighter. We don't need you here. Islam's is levels ahead of JDM in the grappling and can match him in the boxing. It's an even fight. I don't think it is an even fight, but I understand why you think so. Remember when Buckley said he could beat Islam? I do. I saw that on Twitter before, Mr. Florida man. Yeah, I do. Count a number of different ways Dougie pronounces it. Do a counter of a number of the different ways that Dougie pronounces Yaquin Buckley. Yaquin Buckley. I know, right? Usman has never won a round that he lost. It was a draw. I gotta watch that one back. Why, Kenny? Eric, you're doing a weird thing where you're really overly praising Usman right now. I do fear we overestimate JDM's grappling like we did with Buck, but it's hard to tell. Well, with Buck, you didn't see him do many get-up processes. With JDM, you saw him consistently getting back up. Usman was literally never a champ when not a champ. Think sheeple. Usman was literally never a champ when not a champ. It's true. Usman was never a champ when not a champ. Eric's had a long night on shift. He's had a long night on base. Eric's freaking out because they're going to send him over to Iran. Bilal has got a better chin and durability. Islam is getting his head pinged around, I reckon Islam is going to try and stand with JDM, use his tight little Muay Thai up the center, and JDM is going to blood and rock his knocker off, mate. The UFC does not care about views. If they did, they would remove WMA to put more men's MMA on the card and generate more pay-per-views. They can't put more men's MMA on the card, Kenny, and good to see you actually having a bloody MMA comment, mate. They can't put more men's MMA on the card. There isn't enough talent. There isn't enough talent. We've already sucked the talent pools dry everywhere else, you know? They need to have WMA to pack out the content calendar. That's how we got to 47 fight nights a year. So yeah, we're kind of stuck with where it is, mate. And they do care about views. It's all they do, mate. Usman's ducking Marab for real. True, Justin Kennedy. True. Can Usman beat Black Volk at welterweight? Can he win the belt back at welterweight? Maybe he can, dude. Maybe he can, right? You act like Volk's leg kicks deal any damage. Volk doesn't have the power anyway. Islam having to have to defend leg kicks. There are like 7 people that are Kenny. No, he just keeps changing his name because I keep banning him. No, I'll never ban Kenny. Biggest part of Usman hype is the 2021 nostalgia and people missing his title reign after they got boring. Leon is the champion. Usman hit different. UFC hit different in the Usman era. That's what it is, dude. But that nostalgia, you're absolutely right. That's what's gonna be there to carry him towards the title shot. You know, that fact that there are so many fans there that have that nostalgia, they're going to carry him there to the title shot. Christian Gray says, Dennis! What's up, Christian Gray? Usman beat everyone who lost to win, kind of legacy. Usman beat everyone who lost to win. I know, Eric. Insanity, isn't it? How do we let him get away with this? What is your favorite Migos song of all time? I don't have a favorite Migos song, Christian Gray. I have a minimum of 1 MMA comment per 10 minutes. So many Zesty Kennys in the chat. And where would the chat be without them, mate? Are you saying this? He is saying that he didn't need to check Volk's leg kicks because they didn't do damage. Islam isn't a wrestler. He's a Jakuta. Open mat takedowns aren't his bread and butter. Yeah, he does love a good old trip. You're absolutely right, Woeful. But I don't think he's going to be able to get them on JDM, which means JDM's going to be able to stand back up, which means it's going to be Islam Makhachev's Muay Thai versus JDM's boxing. And I reckon JDM's boxing is crisper than Islam Makhachev's Muay Thai. All right, where are you at, Eric? Usman beat everyone who lost to him. What kind of legacy is that? That's true. I mean, you can't count him for much when he's beating everyone that loses to him. 5 rounds for a world title. I think I'm next. I deserve to get in there. People forget, man. Okay. Yes, that is true, Kenny. You're absolutely right, mate. You're not wrong about that. They are the core backbone of the audience. That's what keeps the channel going. JDM likes to attempt judo throws in the clinch. Islam might be able to counter it. He might be able to counter it. Simply Godos. Maybe. But I think JDM's going to stick to his bread and butter because I don't think JDM is going to want to enter the guard of Islam Makhachev. I think he's going to want to stay on the outside of the guard, pump the jab, and work the body, mate. What's up, Cheddarhead? How are you, brother? It's good to see you, man. I hope you're good, dude. JDM likes to attempt judo. Oh, I just did that one. JDM does not have better kicks than Islam. Are you on drugs? JDM's nuts from your clutches of your mouth. K. Dot. Woeful going in hard on K. Dot. rumors on the street is Kenny Biggums is really just DJ Adams after he went outside for the first time and walked right into a gay pride parade in Sydney. Could be. Could be. I have no idea who the fuck Kenny Biggums is. Alright, let's switch back over to this. Okay, cool. So, Sean Brady is by far the one with the most meritocracy to do it, and he absolutely ended it. Now, Shavkat, to me, is falling well behind, because he didn't look... He didn't look dangerous against Leon Edwards, against Ian Gary. So to me, Shavkat Rakhmonov is well behind in the race to the title. That's what this should really be, right? This should be the welterweight race to the title. Who's the one that's getting the next shot at JDM? Yeah, the race to the title at welterweight. That's what we should be calling this. The race to the title at welterweight. Shavkat Rakhmonov is falling more and more behind every bloody day. And so is Leon Edwards, because getting absolutely obliterated by Sean Brady does not look good at all. So he was obliterated. He was absolutely fucking obliterated. That is not that. You know what? That is a bad spelling of obliterated. Absolutely fucking obliterated by Sean Brady. I think being obliterated by Sean Brady kind of puts you further behind than Shavkat, because Shavkat has still got that undefeated aura about him. And what have I just done, mate? What have I just done? An undefeated aura puts you ahead in the race than being obliterated by the wrestler Sean Brady. You know what I mean? That's going to help him there a lot. Let me read some bloody chats here, Dougie. Read some bloody chats, you know? It's a live stream, mate. Read your chat. Read your bloody chat, Dougie. What's chat saying? Let's have a look. I heard Kenny wasn't too bad of a bloke. Kenny's a good bloke. Those knees by JDM will be devastating. I don't know if JDM's going to play the knee game with him, because Islam Makhachev loves the knee game through the center as well. You know what I mean? I was at my buddies watching UFC and lolled when I saw Brian stand there. Oh, dude, that brought such a smile to my face. The chat bloody loved that yesterday when we saw Brian stand. Shavkat needs one more. I agree. Shavkat needs one more. So who are you going to give him, Eric? Who are you matching him up with? JDM and Shavkat power is dead even. No, JDM is rocks at a higher clip than Shavkat, I reckon. JDM's got a heavier... Although, if Toad were here, Toad would talk about how JDM's never really cleanly KO'd anybody. How JDM is a bit of a TKO merchant like Sean O'Malley. So maybe. When Buckley starts using reverse butterfly hooks to get back up from the bottom, you can start calling JDM grappling overrated. Exactly. Why are Alexa Grasso's feet so delicious? I think because of the coconut oil she uses. Welterweight is drowning in contenders while heavyweight and flyweight is starving. Yes. Heavyweight is like... I'm so happy to hear, simply kudos, that Francis Ngannou met with Hunter Campbell yesterday. I'm so happy to hear that. Like that, not just because it means that I was right in the video that I made, because it shows that the UFC are talent scouting heavyweight. And there is a chance that once Dana White leaves, Hunter and Francis will have a better relationship than Dana and Francis do. Buckley has a better chance of KOing JDM than Usman. I don't know, Raj. I don't know if Buckley does, you know, because Buckley really telegraphs his shots, you know what I mean? And JDM is nice and tight and clean. Whereas Usman, the reason he can get off his jab and his 1-2 so well is because you're so worried about the takedown coming at you. And people kind of forgot about the takedown late into his title run because he wasn't throwing it as much as he used to. But now, Usman's takedowns are back on the menu, boys, you know what I mean? I'd eat Dougie's like, okay, Kenny, calm down, you zesty girl. Brian Stan blessed everyone with his presence and we are all just better for it. I was in a better mood the second I saw Brian Stan, Nacho. I give okay. I'll give Shav my nuts and make him fight Bilal. I want to see Bilal versus Usman, dude. Shavkat has one shot KO guys in the regionals. Regionals, so is JDM. You know what I mean? It's talking in the UFC with real power. You know what I mean? That was the only part of the card when I was stopping everything in my kitchen and ran to the TV to see the GOAT, the one and only Brian bloody Stan. He did. He met with, after the, was it the weigh-ins? Yeah, after the ceremonial weigh-ins. Yeah, he met with Hunter Campbell, yeah. If they make Francis versus Jones, I'm going to be fucking livid. I don't think it's Francis versus Jones they're talking about, Justin Kennedy. I don't think it's Francis versus Jones they're talking about. I think they'll be thinking about stripping John Jones and maybe Francis Ngannou versus Tom Aspinall, which, 6 months ago, I never would have thought would have even been even remotely possible to happen. Not even remotely possible to happen. Yet here we are in big 2025, and the idea of Francis Ngannou versus Tom Aspinall is a very real thing that could happen if the cards land the way they do. JDM has heavy damaging hands like Tony Ferguson. Maybe not knock your power out, but shots that thud, and you see the opponents react to them. They aren't pitter-patter shots, but they count towards the damage. Tony used to bust up faces badly. Look at Bilal after the fight. No, I agree, dude. JDM's got that pump on him. Like, they definitely hurt. They cause damage, but he's not that, Wellmaker where he just leans back and absolutely sleeps someone, you know what I mean? Or Smotherman, whichever one it was. Wellmaker or Smotherman, whichever one just destroyed Chris Martino. Even though I'm not a big JDM fan, I think Shavkat has raw power than him. JDM has better accuracy and technique, obviously. Even though I'm not a JDM fan, I think Shavkat has better. Yeah, I might redact what I said. I think maybe Shavkat has got that better grip strength, that Mongolian inbred strength, that mountain clan strength. Where JDM has got that old school Conor McGregor, precision and timing. Precision and timing beat tap power at any point. Dougie, do a poll. Do I want to read all of this first? Yeah, I thought I did. I don't need to poll that, Kenny. But thank you, mate. Brian Stan should replace Dana White. Why don't Nacho, you might know this. Why don't they have big Brian Stan on commentary anymore? Is it just because they want to keep relatively newer fighters above some of the older fighters from the tap-out era? Why is that? Francis versus Aspinall is the best case scenario. I completely agree, Justin Kennedy. I completely agree. Francis versus Aspinall, to me, is a bigger MMA hardcore fight than Francis versus Jones. Because I think if you believe that John Jones can beat Tom Aspinall, you're coping a little bit. Just to me, that's what I think you're coping and remembering a John Jones that doesn't exist anymore. However, Francis versus Aspinall does truly answer the question of who's the baddest man on the planet. I think it does answer that question. I think that is who is the baddest man on the planet, who is the most devastating man at heavyweight right now, to me is Francis versus Aspinall. JDM is the world's worst plastic surgeon. True. He wants everyone to look like him. Ian Gary, the type of guy to book a comedy ticket and then sit in business class. Exactly, mate. My wife can sit back there and I'll sit up front and I'll just turn my neck around and watch her get hit on. It's a very real thing. The Chael emoji over this one when? Maybe soon. I've got a Chael emoji loaded up in the back end. They need to strip Tom's ass all of the interim belt. He needs to stop ducking Shamil the Blob Gaziev. Absolutely true, K-Dot. It's disgusting what he's done to Shamil the Blob Gaziev. Dougie Duke strikes again. You know what's up, Justin Kennedy. I could send a good pic of him to the Discord of him pointing to himself saying, and the bad guy. If you want to, I'll happily make a new Chael Sonnen one because I've got a Chael Sonnen emoji of him answering phone calls for an hour after the Gilbert Burns scenario. Jeff Neal hits harder than JDM. JDM is sick as fuck. No, I would say JDM packs a harder punch than Jeff Neal. Don't be too quick to judge Wellmaker as well. His guys haven't been rolling with the shots because they aren't racked fighters. He's catching them coming in stationary, yet he needs to be tested proper. I agree, dude. I agree. Let's get Wellmaker in there against, I don't know. What division was Wellmaker in? I'll tell you who we should match him against. What division is Wellmaker in? JDM is precision and accuracy with some natural power. Yes, Waffle. Yep. If Dougie sells a Dougie body pillow at 5k subs, I'm buying it. You can already buy a pillow right now, mate. You can already buy a pillow right now. No, John versus Tom is the best possible scenario because it puts somewhat lineal heavyweight on Tom. Then, yeah. That's a good point, Nacho. Yeah, because it does put the linealness of it. But this is the problem that I have with. He's 135. He's 135. He's 135, huh? What do you think about Wellmaker versus Cody Garbrandt? Dom versus... Yeah, but it's not even really lineal with John Jones, is it? Because John Jones fought for the vacant title against Cyril Gane. And then he fought against Stipe, who lost. So, like, really? I know this is a retarded statement. Wellmaker versus Talbot is also good. I know this is a retarded statement. But I believe it. Tom Aspinall is more of a lineal heavyweight champion than John Jones is. Tom Aspinall is actually more of a lineal heavyweight champion. Because Tom Aspinall has won more fights in the top 10 than John Jones has. In fact, Tom Aspinall has won more fights in the top 10 than Cyril Gane has. When you look at the rankings for how they are, Tom Aspinall has worked his way through the heavyweight division more than John Jones has. John Jones picked up his belt, a vacant belt of Cyril Gane, and then beat Stipe Miocic, where Tom Aspinall's actually been in the division and worked his way through the rankings. I know what I just said is retarded, but it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. Let me bash through some of these chats. I'm not saying he doesn't have the power. I'm saying Wellmaker doesn't have to prove he's a KO merchant yet. Yeah, I agree. We've got to see some Wellmaker in there with someone with a bit of skill. I agree. We need some big dick daddy to donate $5. Where's the clock at? I wasn't even looking at the clock. 5 more minutes on the clock. Where was the clock? I didn't even see where the clock was at. A big Ben emote before a Chael emote. Yeah, we got to get a big Ben Rothwell emote. That is true. Dougie, who do you think is a better kicker? Islam or JDM bias aside? Islam's a better kicker. Yeah, we're too poor to save the stream. That's all right. It's all good, mate. Dougie and Lorenzo both have a $22 live count viewers. Oh, it's a live count off between me and Lorenzo picks. Oh, jeez, it's crazy. Nacho should run the UFC. Absolutely not. He'd give all the Unks unlimited title shots. Did you happen to watch the fight night Frankie stream today? He talked about how John Jones will fight Aspinall, but will make him wait as long as possible to second guess himself. I did watch Frankie's stream this morning. Yeah, I wanted to jump in on that, actually. I wish that I was mic'd up. I don't know if that's what John Jones is doing, yes or no. Do I think that if that is his plan, that's going to affect Tom Aspinall? No, I don't. Tom Aspinall's used to having breaks in his career. So before Tom Aspinall really got rolling in Cage Warriors, while he was in Cage Warriors, he was going to quit MMA and go to boxing because he couldn't find fights because no one wanted to fight him. So he was used to waiting then. On your Mike Long, you're a bloody legend, Mike Lang. On your mate. Did somebody say sub-average P and Diddy? On your Mike Lang, saving the stream, putting another 10 minutes on the clock. You're a bloody legend, cunt. This chat wanted it. The chat called it forth from the ether, and bang, Mike Lang comes in and does his business. 18 minutes, don't be crazy. Let's give him an extra minute because he's a fucking legendary cunt. On your Mike Lang, thank you, mate. I appreciate you, dude. Did somebody say sub-average Pen Daddy? Thank you, dude. I appreciate you, dude. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so Tom Aspinall is used to waiting early in his career. Then Tom Aspinall blew his kneecap out and had to wait again as well. So this will be the third time in Tom Aspinall's career when he has been sat around just waiting for something to happen. So Tom Aspinall's used to this as much as John Jones is. John Jones is more used to it, but Tom Aspinall's been here, done that before, sitting around waiting for something to happen. And thank you, Mike Lang, for the $5, dude. You're a bloody legend, mate. Chat loves you. He picks all the shit when I want it to happen. Ngannou is actually the lineal champ. Yeah, technically Ngannou is the lineal champ, but I think there's an argument to be made that Tom Aspinall has more right to the linealness of the division than John Jones does. Who said Wellmaker versus Garbrandt? I said it. Didn't everyone say that Ngannou versus gunfight was a robbery? Yeah, a little bit of that as well. I scored it for Ngannou when I first watched it. And I've still scored it for Ngannou ever since, so yeah. Talbot beats Wellmaker. That's a good test. Talbot versus Wellmaker, that's a good test. Grasso lost her last fight because Diego showed all of his frustration in Grasso's bed. Alright, Raj, we know what's up there. Nacho, we get your point though. They do need to resolve the disputed interim title. They do definitely need to resolve it, but yeah, I think you can't argue linealness. Well, I think Tom has the argument for the lineal champion. I think Tom is the lineal champion. You know, you could say that Francis Ngannou left his belt at the UFC. I mean, Francis Ngannou is the lineal champ, but yeah, I would give Tom Aspinall more linealness than John Jones. John beat Gunn, who think would run circles around a guy like Pavlovich, who Tom got his interim title. John beat Gunn, who I think would run circles around a guy like Pavlovich, who got Tommy's interim title. Yeah, but Gunn's also lost to Volkov in his last fight, and John Jones destroyed Volkov. You're preaching the gospel. Thank you, Christian Gray. Yeah, that's what I was going for, Paul. Unite the undisputed interim and then fight Francis for the lineal. That would actually be sick. That would be sick. And I'm as much as I'm talking about how John Jones doesn't deserve the status of the lineal champion, this would obviously be the best case scenario. Like, get John Jones to fight Aspinall. That would be fucking sick. And then bring in Francis Ngannou and say, Tom Aspinall or John Jones, whoever wins that fight, you're fighting Francis Ngannou, and let's reunify the heavyweight title of MMA. And that would be the best case scenario and fucking sick, and might even generate that elusive 700k, 800k pay-per-view buy number. Now the pay-per-views seem to be dying in the ass completely. The UFC are holding on to John Jones so they can get a big streaming deal. Yeah, they are, but I don't know how much John Jones really does for a streaming deal, Raj. I really don't. Mike Lang. Now, this guy has got a monster cock. JDM is so heavy on his lead, it's insane to say he's a better kicker than Islam. It's like saying Tapuri is a better kicker than Yair Rodriguez. Well, I said Islam was a better kicker. I said Islam was a better kicker. Bro, what the fuck is going on? Who has Islam put a kicking clinic on except for Volk in the rematch? JDM consistently uses head, body, and leg kicks from both stances, front and back. I don't think JDM has got that much of a kicking game, K-Dot. I don't know where this is coming from. I reckon JDM is really fundamental footwork and a lot of boxing. People forget, man, Mike Lang is a marauder. You can't really argue the linealness of a title. Either it is or it isn't. Well, I'm just saying, clean slate. Tom Aspinall's worked his way through more of the division. John Jones jumped in and beat up Francis Ngannou and beat up Cyril Gane. Thank you, Nacho. Okay, behind the scenes, very good stuff, dude. Thank you for the $2, adding another 4 minutes to the bloody clock. You're a legend, Nacho. Good on you. Good on you. What were we at? We were at 11 minutes then. What time were we at? We were at 11 minutes then. Adding another 4 minutes to the clock, we'll have 15 minutes again. On you, Nacho. You're a bloody legend, mate. You're a bloody legend, mate. Good on you, dude. Where was I at? What was I up to? I think Ngannou barely won that fight. Yeah, I'm still giving it to Ngannou. I think Ngannou won that fight. We must summon all the mighty Nek Giuliano Akente to extend the stream for 100 bloody minutes. We must, mate. That's because he decided to box with him. He said in various interviews that his mindset was to outbox him. There you go. There you bloody go. You're going to hate me, but John Jones is closer to the lineal champ than Tom. Stipe has a win over Ngannou. John Jones has a win over Stipe. I don't hate you for it, dude. It makes sense. It makes sense, and that's why probably the linealness of who is the champ is so annoying and could be fixed really fucking easily if John Jones would just get in there and fight. So no, I don't hate you for that at all. Thank you, Paul, for the $3, dude. Thank you, dude, for the fucking $1.50, dude. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you very much, mate. 14 minutes. 14 minutes, and there you go, chat. You guys are good lads. There you go, boys. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. You guys bloody legends. Did you know that before the Soviet Union, Dagestan was known as Dagquishia? I did not know that, Mr. C. There you go. Crazy to realize Derek Lewis has a win against Volkov, Blades, and Francis. That's why they pay Derek Lewis so much. That's why he has to headline main events, Raj. That's why he has to headline main events, because they pay him so bloody much, dude. Because they didn't want the PFL having Derek Lewis, the only guy to have a win over Francis Ngannou at the time, to be in the PFL. The UFC should make a $5 pay-per-view. A lot of people would buy that just instead of the virus website. Yes, they would. If the pay-per-views were $15 to $20 each, we'd be buying them every single bloody weekend. True Nitro, it either is lineal or it isn't, but I think you know what I'm getting at. Yes. 752-628, 886261, 000912, 010001. All right, thank you, Eric. Very important stuff. Derek Lewis has bloody anvils for hands. He does, mate. Australian dollars should be $1 for 3 minutes for more home currency benefit bonus. It should be. You're absolutely right. But it isn't. Big up to the cheese man. Big up to the cheese man. Well, I hate me for supporting my case for John Jones in any way, shape, or form. That's fair enough, Daniel, and I forgive you for it. It's pronounced Dougie's a queer. Okay, Mr. C, thank you, dude. Dougie's a queer, by the way. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. That's very funny. I'm in for 2 minutes in this. Why are you guys letting Dougie change the meaning of words? John can't be the lineal champ either. It either means you beat the undisputed champ or the... Yeah, but I'm saying, right, like... When Francis left, Tim, when Francis left... everything was wiped. Like, we didn't have a lineal champ. The lineal champ was Francis Ngannou, but he's gone. So who's the real champ of the UFC heavyweight division right now? John Jones, who beat Cyril fucking Gane and Stipe Miocic, or the guy that's worked his way through the entire division? I would argue it's the guy that's worked his way through the entire division. You know what I mean? Only Francis is the lineal champ. You can't changing the meaning of words like the left do. That's a good point, Tim. That's a very good point. I totally believe that 100% K-Dot. I've rewatched all of JDM's fights. Who is blacker out of Derek and Marty? Marty is. David Onama is the blackest. True. That guy's pretty much purple. Yes. Marty is an Oreo. Okay, all right, chat. Enough. It's getting weird, okay? Tim, I told him you can't argue it. Either is lineal or isn't, and I agree. The Stipe that beat Francis was 7 years younger than the Stipe that Jones beat. Exactly, I'm extremely Asian. Very bloody true, mate. Can you enlighten me as to why? Okay, I mean, because they are, mate. It's the colloquialism they use for themselves. You know what I mean? It's the colloquialism they use for themselves. So that's you're now enlightened. You know what I mean? Poor old Chris Moutinho. I know, Mike Lang. Poor old Chris Moutinho. I think he should retire completely from MMA. He's going to be a drooling fucking potato by the time that he's done. Right. So, Leon is well behind. Well behind. I think he's more behind Shavkat in the race for welterweight championship. I think he is well behind Shavkat for the race for welterweight championship, wanting it. Chutzpah. Getting it done. But people are forgetting about Miles Morales. He is working his way in now. So, and Jeff Neal. People forget about Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal is not making any bloody noise. People are forgetting about Miles Morales. Where is Miles Morales? I don't think I actually have a photo of Miles Morales. We haven't put him in any tier lists yet. He's still new around here. Michael Morales. Oh my god, he's so fucking sus. ESPN MMA headshot. Dead. ESPN MMA headshot. Dead. That is a juicy boy. Oh my lord, isn't he juicy? Yes, he is. Cedric Demoux, we're not doing this. It's because of the word lineal and the term a broken lineal championship. Lineal is rightful or merit are two different things, bro. Yeah, that is true. Like, merit-based. Tom Aspinall is the one. Yeah, lineal it is. Francis Ngannou. Why are you gay? There you go, Eric. That's for you. Marty was himself in the post-fight Octagon interview. He'd be a bigger star if he stayed that guy rather than the PR Nigerian nightmare. I agree, dude. I think being the Wakanda Forever guy in the UFC pushes a lot of fans away, because it just reminds us of so much of the bullshit leftism that goes on in modern media. And, the MMA fan base is obviously extremely right-wing. So, if he was just himself, a nice dude and a good father and just a killer in the octagon, I think that would be way better for his career. We haven't had the lightweight change hands since Conor McGregor. That's true, and the UFC fucking hated dude. And it's been vacated every single time. Very, very true, Eric. Very, very true. Did you see Michael Morales dressing like a woman? I did, Justin Kennedy. Disgusting. The fuck did I do? You know what you've done, Eric. You know what you've done. Further into Mike Lang's comments. Has anyone had a rougher two fight or more in the career of the UFC? Has anyone done worse in the UFC than Chris Moutinho, or had it worse? Had it worse, right? Like, not done worse, had it worse. Because, like CM Punk obviously had 2 bad fights in the UFC. But even in the second one, he wasn't hurt. You know what I mean? Well, he was hurt. He did have the shit beaten out of him. He was hurt. But Chris Moutinho has had the shit beaten out of him for a standing stoppage against Sean O'Malley. and then brutally slept in his second fight. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think whoever picked Usman is smart? I do, Nubby MMA. How are you, Nubby MMA? We'll never get Buck versus Cuck now. We might actually get Buck versus Cuck now because Ian Gary's got to shoot himself into the division. You know what I mean? Like, Ian Gary's just coming off one win against the ranked 13th guy. Buckley is coming down the rankings at ranked number 7. It actually makes sense. It makes more sense now for them to fight each other rather than ever before, actually, the Buck versus the Cuck. So we might still get it, mate. K-Dop, stop coping. Islam is much better kicker. I think JDM's boxing is better, but Islam isn't some canon boxing. DDP is supposed to be the best boxer at lightweight, and Islam absolutely outboxed him. Yeah, I don't know why K-Dot is screaming about this. I feel like Islam Makhachev is the better kicker than JDM. Yeah. Kenny, I'm on the wrong side of 45. That happens. I want to see Dougie get put in a banana by Joe Pyfer. Anytime, Joe Pyfer. Melbourne Central. Midday. Stage. See you there. Dougie, can you do a yes or no poll saying, do you want Joe Pyfer to knock me out? I think everyone would say yes. Obvious rebuttal is CM Punk. I know, but even then, like, CM Punk, his first fight wasn't that bad. His second fight was an ass whooping. Whereas Chris Moutinho, first fight was an ass whooping. Second fight was an absolute destruction. I can't think of anyone else. Joe Pyfer would get heartburn thinking about bananas. True. Joe Pyfer can only have lightly salted water. Nacho and Disco showed the Morales dressed as a girl thing. It's a cultural festival thing. What do you got where guys do that? I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, gay pride parades are cultural in the West. Doesn't mean you get involved in them. You know what I mean? Why do I feel like Michael Morales and Izzy fight would be perfect for them? Both cross-dressers. Very true. Not the aim, bro. CM Punk is the lineal champ. Very true. Too much flavor. Too much flavor. Moutinho should have kept his green hair. It gave him a 1,000 plus chin. Very true. Showbiz stories. Yeah. That Moutinho, something about the green hair made him the Joker. You can't finish the Joker. JDM landed a lot of kicks on Bilal. I'll have to watch it back, dude. I wasn't watching that side of the fight, to be honest, K-Dot. You might be onto something here, dude. Dougie's a different one. Dougie, please do the poll. No. Imagine CM Punk fighting Sean O'Malley caliber. That's the thing, right? Like, I think CM Punk's first fight in the UFC was Mickey bloody Gall. You know, Mickey Gall isn't exactly going to put a Sean O'Malley on you. I agree with that take about DDP. I actually think Dustin is more of a brawler than he is a boxer. But Islam still showed very fundamental boxing versus him. Yeah, I agree with that. Yep. That's what I mean, Justin Kennedy. Like, I don't care if it's cultural. We have cultural things here in the West. We don't get on board with them. You know what I mean? Islam is not a better kicker than Islam. He landed a head kick on Al. You're going to have to rewrite that again, Tim. Sorry, brother. Do you think Peyton Talbot's next fight is the UFC is abandoning his stocks? Well, they've already signed up his next fight. So Peyton Talbot is fighting again already. Hang on a second. And yes, the UFC have abandoned him. But yeah, Peyton Talbot's got his next fight booked in. Hang on a second. Peyton Talbot Tapology. I think he's fighting UFC 317. It's been booked in. Hang on a second. Felipe Lima. UFC 317. Felipe Lima. Yeah. I'm going to be going with Lima. Right now, Tapology has it down the center 50-50. I'm going to be going with Lima, mate. Jungle Boy Lima. Felipe Lima. Let's bring it up, boys. Felipe Lima. 2 fights in the UFC. Against Muhammad Maimov and against Miles Johns. Both decisions. What fight night was that one on? Colby Tubington versus Buckley. Felipe Lima against Miles Johns. This is the next one up for Peyton Talbot. Oh, Felipe Lima. Let me read some chats. JDM kicks were fucking sick against Bilal. Yeah, I don't remember them. Kenny. Dougie, has anyone ever told you look like a Who from Whoville? No, never. And Eric is calling me a casual for some reason. Mickey Gall is 7-7. Yep. Who's that with the mask behind you? He's here to murder me and revive me. Sorry, Islam then JDM. Can you do a poll on how many Alexa Grasso's feet are? No. Is Cody making a case for the worst UFC male champion ever? Cody. Is Cody making a case for the worst UFC male champion ever? Cody. Cody who? Cody Garbrandt? Oh, is Cody Garbrandt making a case for the worst champ ever? Fuck, maybe, dude. Because even Bisping defended. I know Bisping defended against... Jesus Christ, Bisping... I think he only defended once against Dan Henderson, right? Michael Bisping Tapology. I think... Jesus Christ, he might be. Because even Bisping defended against Henderson once. Cody Garbrandt... Matt Serra was pretty bad, but Matt Serra had success afterwards. No, BJ Penn is not the worst male champion ever. No, absolutely not. Because even Matt Serra... Even Matt Serra had success afterwards. Cody Garbrandt's really had no success afterwards. So Matt Serra, he fucking gets destroyed against George St. Pierre. No, he didn't. He had one win against Trigg. But Cody Garbrandt's had fuck all success as well. Show the timer? Oh shit, sorry. Why can't you see the timer? Thanks, Eric. You're good the boy, Eric. You're good the boy. Fuck, we need to do a poll on who is the worst male champion of all time. Is it Cody Garbrandt or is it Matt Serra? Stop saying yep every 5 seconds. Shut up, chihuahuas. 9 minutes, bro took time off. I did not take time off. People forget, man. Dougie showed us what Australian beach runs and pub. Mate, it was good. It was bloody good to be able to just wander down to the beach, Mike Lang. Have I missed anyone? It was at 9 minutes, wasn't it? I didn't touch it, dude. I didn't touch it. Oh, worst male champ of all time. Let's leave it up to you guys, right? Worst male champ of all time. All time. Refund the members. You're not on Guru Stream, Nacho. Worst male champ of all time. Matt Serra. Cody. It can't be Bisping because even Bisping defended once. Who else goes on this list? Dave Monet is the worst UFC champion. Who is Dave Monet? Dave Monet from Shiloh. Dave Monet. Tapology. Who is Dave Monet? Hendricks? I don't think Hendricks is the worst. Dave Monet, the Warrior. Aljo. Evan Tanner. UFC, 2 wins from Dave Monet. What am I looking at? Aljo beat Dave Monet. UFC 33. Fucking hell. UFC 33. Dave Monet wins a title fight. Evan Tanner. Dave Monet. Here we go. Wins a title fight. What was this fight? Janice Pulver. Tito Ortiz, but he didn't win a title. Dave Monet, what championship did he win? Middleweight championship. Interesting. Don't even count that one. This can't be counted. It's at UFC 33. This can't even be counted. What about Evan Tanner? Let's have a look at Nachos here. Evan Tanner. But fuck, I need to go back and watch this UFC 33 and see this Dave Monet. I need to go back and watch this, but I don't want to count Dave Monet because it's UFC 33. Like that doesn't even really exist. Like modern era UFC doesn't even really begin until like UFC 60, UFC 67. Evan Tanner Tapology. Let's have a look. Evan Tanner Tapology. Lesnar. No, not Lesnar. No. All right. When did old man Evan Tanner win his belt? See, UFC 29, this doesn't count. UFC doesn't really start really until like UFC 67. You know what I mean? UFC 63. That's when it really got going. You know what I mean? Like UFC 30, 40, like these aren't like 2003. This isn't really like the era. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's not the same. Lesnar, what era was Lesnar? I think Lesnar, okay, let's have a look at Lesnar. Because that's UFC 70. RIP Evan Tanner. There you go, Shara. That's like UFC 70. You know what I mean? So we'll go Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar. Tapology. We'll have a look at Lesnar. Let us get a peek into your DMs. No. No, not Bilal. No, Bilal was on like an 11-fight win streak. On ya, Eric. You're a good boy, Eric. On ya, Eric. Oh, we're at 0. I should have left. You guys got me distracted. On you, Eric. Good on you, Mike. All right, we'll go $12 for the boys. Good on you guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Right, Brock Lesnar. When did he win his belt? Cheddarhead! Thank you, dude. You're a bloody legend, mate. You're a bloody legend. Thank you, Cheddarhead, for the $10. 20 bloody 33 minutes. You're a bloody legend, Cheddarhead. On you, Cheddarhead, for the 33 minutes. 33 minutes. All right, boys. You're a bloody legend. All right, boys. I'm pausing the clock. I'm pausing the clock. You're a bloody legend, Cheddarhead. I'm pausing the clock. You're a legend. I am going to take a piss, put some food in the microwave, and then when I come back, we are going to do the worst UFC champion ever tier list. We're going to do the worst UFC champion ever tier list. You guys are going to vote. We're going to talk about it. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a piss. I'm going to put some food in the microwave. And then we'll be right back. And we're going to jump into this tier list of who is the very worst champion of all time. Cheddarhead, Mike, Eric, thank you guys for the donations. You're not scammed. I want to give you guys a good stream. I don't want to get hangry. I don't want to fuck around. So I've paused the clock. You're not being scammed. We're going to come back. We're going to do this properly. I'm not scamming. I'm not scamming. We're going to come back. We're going to do this properly. You want time on the clock? I'm going to take a quick piss. I'm going to put some food in the microwave. I'm going to eat it here on the stream. We're going to do a tier list. Worst UFC champion of all time. Not running away. We're going to be here for another 30 minutes. It's not a scam. I want to give you guys a good 30 minutes. I don't want to give you guys a hangry bullshit 30 minutes. I want to lock in and give you guys a good proper 30 minutes that you're paying for. So I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I shouldn't have drunk this entire bottle of Coca-Cola before I started streaming. That was on me. You know? That was on me. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. In fact, because I'm going to piss, and you guys paid for it, I'm going to chuck in an extra 3 minutes for free. I'm going to chuck in an extra 3. Check it out. We're at 32.50. We're at 33 minutes. We're going to go full Masonic with it. We're going to go 33 minutes when I get back. We're going to get full Masonic with it when I get back. 33 minutes. I'll be right back. It was vanilla Coke. Fucking best Coke there is. Vanilla Coke. Best Coke there is. I'm going to put some food in the microwave and we'll be right back. All right, let's do this, boys. I got me kangaroo and beans. Let's do this. I'm eating kangaroo and beans. We're going to do a tier list, boys, for 30 minutes. Let's do it. Orange Coke is the new meta. No, dude, vanilla Coke is the absolute way. Dougie buys spicy Italian sausage at the grocery store, shoves it up his ass in the parking lot. Okay. Dougie, have you ever had a shek yet? I've never had a shek yet. Let's start the clock. I'm here. We're resuming. We're starting the clock. All right. Let's do this. Is it actually kangaroo? It's actually kangaroo. Yeah, kangaroo and beans. Yep. Yes, kangaroo and beans. Yes, kangaroo and... Sorry, kangaroo and peas. It's actually kangaroo and peas. Minced kangaroo and peas. It's legit what I'm eating. Very good. Kangaroo is good. Kangaroo is really good. Yeah. Why is it sad? What's sad about it? Eating a kangaroo like eating a dog? It's not like eating a dog, mate. It's nothing like eating a dog. Right, worst UFC champions of all time. Worst UFC champions of all time. Obviously, we need to start going through the list. I heard kangaroo is stinky. It can be a bit stinky. Unfortunately, Bilal goes there. Unfortunately, Bilal goes in the conversation. Unfortunately, Bisping goes in the conversation. Now, I've got to find Bilal. They're wild fucking animals. They are wild animals, yes. You're a fucking weirdo. Why am I a weirdo? You're eating an adorable baby kangaroo? No, it grew up and then was butchered. I assume. Maybe it was a baby. Who knows? Worst UFC champions of all time. I know I have a photo of Bilal somewhere. I feed fucking kangaroos and I feed kangaroo and veggies to my dog. It's a quick meal prep food, Nacho. Fucking relax, mate. I'm not making gourmet fucking meals here, brother. It's a quick meal prep. It's a healthy meal prep. Surely you don't eat kangaroos. This is literally, I'm not kidding. This is kangaroo and green beans. No joke. Eating a kangaroo is like eating a pet dog you had 14 years. Imagine chewing the kangaroo penis. It's good stuff. It is good stuff. Do you prefer eating cute, innocent animals? I do, mate. Bloody delicious stuff. This is what I'm eating. I'll show you. This is what I'm eating. Kangaroo mince. Kangaroo mince. This is literally what I'm eating. Kangaroo mince. Just minced kangaroo. That's all I'm eating. Kangaroo. Bloody good stuff, mate. Bloody good stuff. Woolworths minced kangaroo. It's bloody good stuff, mate. Oh my god, I'm eating little Roo. I'm eating little bloody Roo, mate. No kangaroos. This is what I'm eating. Yeah, bro, that's dog. It's not dog. I'm eating this one. From Woolies, mate. Bloody Woolies minced kangaroo, mate. Kangaroo mince. Eating kangaroo, really? This is literally, this is what I bought. That's this. That's what this is. That's what this is. Kangaroo mince. That's what this is. Duck's a monster. He's eating Skippy. He's eating Skippy live on the bloody stream. What's wrong with him? Kangaroo. Bit of steak seasoning. Bit of mince. Fucking delicious. Dougie, what's the weirdest place you've ever had to take a shit? I don't know. The weirdest place I've ever had to shit? I don't know. Nothing's coming to mind. Prime goy slop. It's good stuff, mate. It's good for your balls. If you had that pasta, it had pasta on that pack. Yours has no pasta. I know, mine's just green beans and kangaroo. It's just green beans, mint sauce, and kangaroo. Why do kangaroos only exist in Australia? Because we're a bloody island, mate. We're a bloody island. Right, now. Worst MMA champions of all time. Let's get Brock Lesnar up here. Brock Lesnar Tapology. I'm chefing up some scrambled egg right now. Chuck some kangaroo in there, mate. What part of the kangaroo is the yummy meat? There are kangaroo fillets on the back that you can make from the... I don't know. I've never butchered a kangaroo. So I'm really not sure. to be honest, mate. I don't know. If you can eat a dog, you can absolutely eat dog. Well, not that we do it in the West, but I mean, you can eat dog. I'm not saying we should eat dog. And not that I'm saying that I would eat dog. I'm just saying you can obviously eat dog. Yeah. Alright, Brock Bloody Lesnar. Let's get him on there. Casual? You're a casual, mate. Someone should make an invasive population of kangaroos in North America. I mean, they should, dude. Some of those wild Texans that you guys have, that have their weird own private zoos. Fucking go for it, boys. What are we doing? We're doing the worst champion in MMA history. Name the tier list, so people who are scrolling through MMA YouTube know what the fuck is going on. Not just jumping in on. This is the worst male champ ever tier list. Worst male champ ever tier list. Who is the worst male champ ever? We will find out together. The worst male champ ever. Brock Lesnar is up for your consideration, gentlemen. We will bring him in. We'll get in Evan Tanner. Have you ever seen a kangaroo? Yes, I've seen many kangaroos. You can own a private tank in Texas. I'm bought a tiger. I'd eat dog. Come at me. Yeah, some of us would. When you say the worst champion, do you mean the worst fighter to become a champ? The worst way to become a champ? Or the worst title reign? Maybe the worst fighter to become a champ. Let's go with that one, right? Bilal's a good fighter, Weston. What do you mean, dude? Bilal was on an 11-fight win streak. Bilal's a good fighter. I need Matt Serra. We need Matt Serra. Matt Serra, the photo. Do we include interim? Yeah, Cody Garbrandt, the one that started all of this. Yeah, of course, Cody Garbrandt. No, not Jose Aldo, you fucking potato. No, not Jody Aldo. Gotta get Bisping. Bisping's in there. Yeah, Bisping's here. Bisping's here. Matt Serra's here. Cody Garbrandt I'll bring up soon. Poke his fucking eyes out, Weidman! What are you doing, Weidman? Kick him in the balls, Weidman! Aljamain Sterling? No, not Aljamain Sterling. No, not Aljamain Sterling. Are we including WMMA? No, we're not. We're going to do worst male champ ever. Worst male champ ever. Kick him in the balls, Weidman! Weidman! No interim champs included. All right, no interim champs included. All right. What is Aldo good at? I want to know. Jose Aldo? Fucking phenomenal boxing. Are you retarded? No, we're not putting Aljo in here. No, we're not putting Aljo in here. Weidman! No, we're not putting Aljo in here. John Jones? No, we're not putting John Jones in here. Oh, Jamal Hill might legit go in here. Dude, Jamal Hill might. Actually, I'm open to Jamal Hill. Why Aljo? Why, Monkey? Why? Why Aljo? Yeah, we might put in... Who did I just say? Jamal Hill. No, Jamal never defended. And Jamal won his belt off being ranked number 7th. Jamal won his belt off being ranked number 7th. No, Glover Teixeira was on a fucking... No. Glover Teixeira had skill, mate. Glover Teixeira had ground and pound skill. Yeah, no. No, not Glover Teixeira. No. Aljo won DQ, then instantly won. Dude, Aljo literally beat fucking Glover was a savage. Yeah, Glover was a savage, man. People forget, man. Aljamain Sterling literally beat Petr Yan. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Aljamain Sterling literally beat Petr Yan. How do you beat Petr Yan in the rematch and then say that he only won because of the knee to the head? He didn't. He gave Petr Yan the rematch. Petr Yan lost the rematch. Aljo earned the title shot. Aljo put her in a clinic in his second fight. That's what I'm saying, dude, man. It's not... Everyone beats Yan. Shut up, dude. No one beats Russian Orthodox supremacy. Okay, so we have Jamal Hill. We have Bilal Muhammad. We have Matt Serra. We have Michael Bisping. We have Brock Lesnar. We need Cody Garbrandt. Sorry, chat. We need Cody Garbrandt. We need Cody Garbrandt. We need Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt. Everyone beats Jan now. O'Malley, Marab, etc. Jan is 2-3 in his last 5. Sorry, Dougie, a little ignorant on your otherworthy culture. Do you go out of your way to eat kangaroo? Is that why you're always hype on the... Do you go out of your way to eat kangaroo? Is that why you're always hype on this drink? No, dude, I just... You know, an easy meal prep so I can just go into the freezer and grab something, right, Mike? With just, like, minced beef and a bit of veggies, you know, and salt. Except when I went to the grocery store, they didn't have any beef left. But there's plenty of... We have a whole aisle full of, like, kangaroo sausages, kangaroo steaks, whatever. So there was a whole aisle of kangaroo meat. So I just grabbed some kangaroo for the week. So I've got kangaroo for the week. Jan is still good. He lets everyone get a good win. Yep. Tim Silver would be the worst skilled fighter to ever become a champion, in my opinion. All right, we'll chuck Tim Silver in there as well. Jan Blachowicz, absolutely not. Jan Blachowicz is one of the GOATs. Leon Edwards, no. Leon Edwards went on a massive undefeated streak as well. Not Leon Edwards, no. Leon has to be, Aljo has to be on this. Aljo is not on the list. Marulo Batista Monte. Who the fuck is Marulo Batista Monte? Lucas Tracy's cookbook. These suggestions are triggering me. I know, right? Dougie eats dogs. Confirmed. Dougie does not eat dogs. Tim Sylvia. All right. Tim Sylvia is a good one. Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira can go on the list. Absolutely. What did Alex Pereira really do? He robbed Jan Blachowicz. Who the fuck is this guy? Cox Sylvia, I won't retire. Alright, whoever this bloke is, whoever this fucking blob is going in there. I couldn't find any kangaroo to put in my wrap, so I just did sausages instead. Weak. Should have been kangaroo. Missed out. Leon doesn't belong in here, man. Leon's a legit champ, alright? Leon doesn't belong in here. Alex deserves credit. I know, I'm just reading him up. Reader, I unsub. Sorry, Weston. What did you say? My bad, Weston. My mistake, Weston. Yes, we are. Aljo, 100%. Jose Aljo. Weston Mass. Cody Garbrandt. We put Cody Garbrandt in there. Dougie, he's back asking me how his dog tastes. Alex is overrated, but give him his respect. Exactly, like we're giving Leon Edwards his respect. You gotta give Alex Pereira his respect. Dougie doesn't know who Tim Sylvia is. I have no fucking idea who this cunt is. I know the name Tim Sylvia, but it's not. This is nothing to me. I'm compromised. I think Aljo is legit, but I'm okay with Leon being suggested. We can't have Leon suggested. Please send me your finest kangaroo cuts and thanks. I'll barbecue up some kangaroo when I go to America and do a meet and greet. TJ Dillashaw, even though he was good. No, but TJ was good. That's what I'm saying. You can't put good fighters in. Strickland. Strickland. Yep. That's a name. Strickland's a name. He's a 50-50 journeyman that got given a belt because Izzy promised Dana he'd win. Yep. 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 I just dropped my kangaroo everywhere. Oh well, it was good while it lasted. I'll vacuum it up when we're done with the stream. You make fun of me for liking Alexa Grasso's feet, yet you eat dog. I don't eat dog. Strickland's a great suggestion. Strickland's a great suggestion. Strickland's way better than Aljo, way better. Strickland is a journeyman. Strickland beat the piss out of Izzy and gave DDP his toughest fight. All right, we can argue about Strickland. That's perfect for a list. Fun fact, Silver is versus Big Nog and Frank Mir versus Brock Lesnar was the first ever event I ever watched when I was a young bloody lad. There you go, mate. Leon cheated various times in the rematch and gassed Colby throwing Joe Pye for combinations every single round. Leon Edwards is fucking garbage. I loved you starring in that movie, a Serbian film. Oh, thanks, Mr. C. Strickland actually beat up Adesanya. Rockhold. Ooh, Rockhold was a joke. If Strickland's here, Aljo has to be here. Whoever said Strickland is retarded, one more chance. Are you in top chat or not? No, I'm in all chat, Weston, and I scrolled up to look for your thing, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Tell me you don't have a carpet. I don't have a carpet. It's just floorboards. And I've just dropped my kangaroo everywhere. Onto my lap. That's right, I'll vacuum it up when I'm done. All good. How much protein did you eat? A lot. I'm going to need a cook up some more beef. That was the last of my roux. Oh well. Get Strickland off me tally now. Alright, that's a good one. Alright, I think we can begin. I think there's enough suggestions to begin, right? Worst UFC champions of all time tier list. Here we go. Strickland has some good modern era wins, but he's such a pillow-fisted decision maker. That's what I mean, man. He's a bloody journeyman of a thing. He's a journeyman of a bloody thing, mate. How many fights has Strickland won since not defending the belt? Exactly. Hold him to the same standard. Hold him to the same standard you're going to hold. That was the last of my roux. I know, mate. My roux's all over the floor. My floor's covered in kangaroo and beans. I'm eating them out of my lap, Mike. Oh, well. Skills. Worst skills. Aljo actually defended his belt multiple times. Strickland 0 times. And in his second title shot, he did literally nothing. Exactly, dude. Strickland deserves to be on this list. Did you eat the kangaroo pout? I don't know. It was minced, probably. They probably just pushed the whole fucking Joey in there. Go on, Skippy. Get in the fucking meat grinder, cunt. Aljamain Sterling is... I know, dude. I'm not putting Aljamain Sterling on this list. Kenny wishes he was eating the roux. Alright, so... Matt Serra. Probably the worst part, right? Probably the worst male champion ever. Tim Silva was very bad in terms of his skills. Grappling was awful. He relied only on his side. Is that this bloke here? This fucking blob? This Tim Sylvia looking cunt? So who's worse? I guess I got a screenshot. You could just type it again, Weston. You've typed like 100 times, dude. Just type it again. You don't have to screenshot it. Just type it again. There are definitely crackheads that have been pregnant. Yeah, absolutely. Sarah deserves his own tier. Fuck Brock Lesnar, put him in S tier. So who's worse between Sylvia and Sarah? Who's worse between Silva and Sarah? Because I think there can only be, in a tier list like this, where you're not going to have a lot of people in it, where there's, like, obviously we're not going to have every single UFC champ from best to worst. You're probably only going to have, like, 15 people in this tier list. I think there can only be 2 people in the S tier. That's it. We're going to max out at 2 people in the S tier. When you've only got, like, 15 horrible champions in the UFC, you can only have 2 people in the S tier. So I'm going to put everybody in the A tier and below. And then when we're done categorizing everybody, we'll raise 2 people up to the S tier. So Sarah was probably worse than Silva. Okay, so Sarah goes here for a start. Sarah goes here for a start. And then Silva goes behind him. That's why I rate Oliveira defenses highly, because he actually finished his title challenges. True. Fuck Brock Lesnar, put him in S tier. Monkey for sure, they're definitely dead at this time. Sarah probably slightly. Anthony Pettis, Benson Henderson. Benson was never a champ. Sarah's worse. RDA, come on guys. RDA is good. Doug is half Serbian, half Root. RDA is good, mate. Rafael... We were just talking about him the other day. Rafael dos Santos. Tapology. I think he only had 1 defense as well, though, didn't he? People forget, man. Rafael dos Santos was a marauder. I think he only had 1 defense as well, though, didn't he? Fuck, he went on a fucking bit of a... Anthony Pettis. Donald Cerrone is your fucking only title defense. So who's he beaten? Nate Diaz, who's not very good. Benson Henderson, who's not very... Oh, shit. Actually... RDA kind of deserves to be on here. Defending against Colby's embarrassing, I know, dude. Mid record. Nate Diaz is mid. Benson Henderson is mid. He is mid. Shut up. Bellator, MMA hardcores, shut up. Benson Henderson's fucking mid. He is mid. He's mid. I know, but I can just hear the fucking hardcores rate. Benson Henderson wasn't mid. Benson Henderson. Shut up. This was mid. Bendo defense. He's Bellator. Mid. RDA kind of goes on this list, dude. Not high up on the list, but RDA kind of goes on the... Saying a champ is mid is such a casual... I'm saying who's defending against is mid. Like, he's defending against Donald Cerrone. He got there by fighting Nate Diaz. You know what I mean? RDA should be, even though his resume... RDA should be up there, even though his resume is amazing. I'm going to put RDA on this list, but I'm going to put him in, like, D tier. You know what I mean? I'm going to put him in, like, D tier. What's up, Val? Good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. I hope you're well. I'm going to put him in D tier. Benson Henderson was a UFC champ. Did he make it to UFC champ? I thought he was only in Bellator. I only ever remember Benson for flying head kick against Anthony Pettis. You're a bloody fool of a ting. What are we doing, Eric? What's with the car? Why are you doing the car thing? What's going on? RDA, ESPN, MMA. We're going to put RDA in here, but he's going to be low. Put Bendo up here as well. We'll put Benson Henderson up here as well. And UFC. Okay, I thought he was just a Bellator. Put RDA in B. Are you on the roommate? I'm sitting in roommate. I'm currently sitting in a chair full of roommate. And there's roommate all over the floor. I'm sitting in juices of boiled kangaroo. Fried kangaroo. I'm sitting in a soup of kangaroo meat, peas, and barbecue sauce. Is the chair that I'm currently sitting in streaming. This is going to be a legendary stream to remember, guys. Guys, remember that time that Dougie live streamed all the worst male MMA championships of all time while sitting in a soup of roux meat? I remember. People forget, man. People forget. Sitting on and in roux meat. Yeah, that's right. People forget, man. Dougie did a stream just juicing himself up in roux meat. Rashad Evans. Ooh, Rashad Evans. No, Rashad's good, mate. The RDA is a mid-resume. Yeah, he does. He does. Rashad's good, mate. Never forget, absolute worst UFC champ was Dougie. No. Not while streaming, while in roux meat, mate. Benson Henderson, man. Benson Henderson, oiled up in roux fat. That's what I'm doing. Calling these guys scrubs while I'm oiled up sitting in a fucking chair of roux fat. Benson Henderson, man. Benson Henderson. Tapology, man. Let's have a look at his fucking record, mate. Benson Henderson. Saying Rashad is good, but Benson is kind of crazy. You reckon, Chris? Fucking Benson Henderson. Alright. Wins over Frankie Edgar. 144. No! Henderson! No. Henderson stays. Henderson absolutely is not on this list. No, Henderson's not on this list. No, Henderson's not on this list. No. Let's have a look at Rashad Evans. Remind myself about Rashad Evans. Rashad Evans. Defended once. Forrest Griffin, Lyoto Machida. Yep. The UFC's evolved. Yep. Oh, but he went on such a run. Bisping. Robert Whittaker, shut up, mate! No! Rashad will put him on, but he'll be low. We'll put Rashad on, but he'll be low. Rashad will be low. We'll put Rashad on, but he'll be low. He'll be very, very low. He'll be low. Are you not the thinker? The thinker? Mate, Bobby bloody Knuckles, mate. He's going to win his bloody belt back, mate. Alright, just give him time, mate. Bloody Bobby Knuckles, mate. He's going to win the belt, mate. Save as, right. Evans has 0 defenses and did, I know. That's why I'm like, 0 defenses. You kind of got to put him in. And again, like, he lost to fucking Lyoto Machida, who was a fucking nobody. The Machida era has started. He lost to fucking nobody. Evans has 0 defense. I'm a bit biased because Rashad answered my message as a kid when I sent him a pic of my UFC action figure, and he was one of them with the mini belt. Yeah, no, Rashad. I mean, the run that he goes on to get the belt is quite good, but we'll talk about it. Put heavyweight John Jones up there. We can't put heavyweight John Jones up here. We can't, mate. Whittaker's mid, and you cannot put Whittaker on this list. You cannot put Whittaker on this list. Ban Justin. I know, mate. I'm fucking banning you for putting Whittaker on this list. Okay, so let's have this conversation. Let's have this conversation then. Who is a worse champ? Who is a worse champ? We need a duck list. We do need a duck list. Who's a worse champ? Strickland or Bisping? Strickland, no title defenses. Only got his shot because the champ called him out. Bisping, one title defense against Benson Henderson. Tier list for the longest dongs in the UFC next. Done, Mr. C. We need a duck list. I've always been rooting for Whittaker, but Big Bro isn't getting the belt. It's tragic, I know, but I'll gladly be upset. I know he isn't, but we've got to roll with the Australian. We've got to run with the Australian cope, right, mate? I'll be bloody knuckles, mate. You'll be getting the belt back, and I'll be eating kangaroo on that day to celebrate. Bisping, dude, Bisping defended. Bisping, imagine losing an eye in the worst era of the UFC. Bisping literally won the belt and defended with one eye. Sean Strickland, with both eyes and dad wrecked me energy, couldn't defend and never even earned the fucking title shot in the first place. You guys are dumb. There's no fucking way you're telling me that a man with one eye that successfully defended the belt is a worse champion than a man with two eyes who never should have been given the opportunity and never defended. You're wrong, chat. You are wrong. I'm taking over creative control of this tier list. You are wrong. I'm not even Oz that Oz, but I'm a diehard Whittaker fan. On your mic, Lang. You're a legend, mate. He pretty much beat Drickus. Bisping ain't doing that. They're different levels of competition, fine. But Bisping won a belt with one eye, Kennedy. Abus Magomedov is better than anyone Bisping has ever fought. People are only saying Strickland because they're right wing. I know, mate. Bisping gets slept by Drickus in round one. Completely different. They're completely different weight classes, completely different fighting skills. Sean beat the untouchable Israel in one of the closest title fights in recent history. Bisping defended the belt, but he arguably lost to Benson Henderson. Bisping is fake and gay. Strickland beat Izzy in Australia, then got KO'd by Gastelum. What's up, Chris? How are you, dude? Then retired. He had one eye! Could you imagine what Strickland would do with one eye? How shit he would be? I can win a belt with no eyes. Chat, you are wrong. You are. Oh no, I'm moving in the chair and mushing up my peas and kangaroo floor. I'm squelching peas and kangaroo into the floorboards. Chat, you're wrong. I'm sorry, but you are wrong. I'm vetoing the chat. I'm vetoing it. I don't like Strickland at all, but he's better than Bisping. He's not better than Bisping. Bisping's got one eye and defended the belt. This is our channel. No, you're wrong. He's lying. He could see from both his eyes. He can't. Lying. Bisping lost to Henderson, but he's still better than Strickland. Bisping's better than Strickland. Bisping is better than Strickland. This is set up a poll. I don't need to set up a poll. Dougie Sliven a South African accent. I'm getting South African with it, mate. They're completely different fighters. Just vacuum on the stream to save time. No, I'll do it after the stream, mate. It's all good. I'll just keep sitting in a soup of... can we get a blind fighter? Why politics? I know. He's fucking blind. Can we get it behind a fighter? Yeah, true. Bisping beat the GOAT, Brian Stan. There you go. Bisping has a win over Brian Stan and Jose Aldo. Bisping is lying for aura. You can see the hole in his eye, Eric. He's popped it out on a live stream. You could fuck his eye hole. What kind of dictator? This is a dictatorship. You guys are wrong. Bisping is... less worse, so lower the worst. Worse. Strickland is worse than Bisping. Poll for democracy? No, I'm vetoing it. It's a dictatorship. It's like the Chinese dictatorship. You guys are allowed to send me suggestions, but at the end of the day, mine Douglas will... I shouldn't have done that. At the end of the day, I will decide where things land. I'm happy to listen to your feedback. I'm totally happy to listen to your feedback, but you're wrong, chat. You are absolutely wrong. It is a tyranny. That's what happens. I'm willing to be a benevolent king and listen to you guys, but that is absolutely... You are wrong. A man with one eye defending his belt is better than Sean Strickland, who got gifted a title shot and never defended. Categorically. They're all lucky to have won. Yes, Sean Strickland beat Israel Adesanya, but the whole point of this tier list is that they were all lucky to generally be there one way or another. Unbelievable. Strickland got a title shot off boxing Costa via split decision. I know. MMA tyranny in 2025, benevolent quit. You're wrong, chat. So this is how it's going to be. Dougie and Bisping sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. No, you're wrong. No, you're just wrong. I would beat Bisping with no eyes and no limbs. You'd beat Strickland there. You're just wrong. So who's worse? Scared of a poll? I don't need to be. Because I don't care what the poll says. Because it doesn't matter. Next one up. Who's worse? Jamal Hill? Kim Jong Dougie? That's right. Kim Jong Dougie. Jamal Hill? A cheeky little Dougie salute. That's right. Douglas decided. You ask us a question and you don't like the answer. No, I don't like the answer, so I'm changing the game. I'm flipping over the board. Strickland 50-45, Bisping jabs in bloody blind, mate. Why is Hill on this list? He was pretty good, but he vacated. Because he got a shot at the empty title. He was ranked number 7th for the vacant title. Beat up a old Glover Teixeira. Then never defended. And keeps losing everyone down the rank. So Jamal Hill won the belt, ranked about number 7, and it turns out he was about ranked number 7th the entire time. He was never really the champion. He was ranked about number 7. That's why this is the best MMA channel. Hail Douglas. Alright, that's enough. Ali Abdullah Bloody Z's beats Prime Bisping on a full camp with Khabib. Dougie the Dictator, Chancellor Dougie. That's right, boys. Chancellor Dougie. Fly the flag. Oh shit, where's Glover? Glover had skill, mate. Glover was fucking ground and pound. Dominance, brother. Dominance. I think Jamal Hill, Dougie Dustfura. That's right, mate. Dougie Dustfura. Hell, Douglas. Now, I think Jamal Hill is a worse champion than Rashad Evans. At least Rashad Evans worked his way and earned his way to the title shot, where Jamal Hill was gifted the title off circumstance. Whereas Rashad earned it but couldn't hold it because unfortunately that is absolutely not the flag of the Dougie Empire. Unfortunately, Rashad couldn't hold it because he ran into the Lyoto Machida era. And maybe Lyoto Machida should be considered for this list as well. So I agree with that, Cheddarhead. I think Rashad is less worse than Bisping. But I think Jamal is more worse than Strickland. Because at least Strickland did beat the number 1 title contender Israel Adesanya, where Jamal just sort of beat Glover Teixeira, who was moments away from retiring. That's where I think we are right now with this. That's where I think we are right now. That's where I think we're at. 99% here, haven't seen a single Rashad highlight. Exactly right. In fact, I think I've only seen a couple of Rashad highlights and definitely the Lyoto Machida fight recently. Jamal 50-45 Glover in Brazil. He did. That's why I'm putting. But it's Glover. Like, Glover wasn't the champ at the time. You know what I mean? Like, Strickland at least beat Israel Adesanya. Anthony Smith is the worst champion of all time. He won that D2 against John Jones and then refused the belt. That is bloody hilarious, showbiz. He's so bad. Go on your mic, Lang. Run it up. Oh, right at the end when I was about to do a cheeky goodbye, cunts. Very good, Mike Lang. I will sit in a stew of kangaroo. On ya, Eric. You're a good lad. I will sit in a stew of kangaroo meat myself for longer. 10 minutes. Bloody 2 minutes. Bloody 12 minutes for the boys. There you go, Mike Lang. And he knows. He knows right at the last second to get it in there. On ya, Mike. You're a legend, mate. Called it. Yeah, no, good stuff. Rashad was nasty back in the day, people. Forget, man. Rashad was nasty. Now, who did I say needed to be on this? I just mentioned their name. No, you're all good, dude. I don't mind. I like doing this, to be honest. I like doing this, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm in a good mood, and at least I got to eat half my kangaroo that I'm sitting in. So, you know, at least I'm not hangry, which is fucking great. Right. Dougie Kangaroo, I am sitting in a stew of kangaroo. You said Whittaker? No, we're not putting Whittaker on here. No, we're absolutely not putting Whittaker on here. Bilal's good eye. Bilal. Not Bilal's good eye. Bilal. Oh, I said we need to put Lyoto Machida on here. We kind of need to put Lyoto Machida on here. We do. kind of need to put Machida on here. We do. Lyoto Machida. People are going to fucking rage out at this. We kind of need to put Lyoto Machida on here. Let's go and have a look at Machida. Lyoto Machida. Dominic Reyes is up there. He should have sucked up Dana and the judges. Dominic Reyes never won the belt, though, but he should be up there along with Watsy's bloody face, Jamal Hill. Why are we lagging out? No, Blackwood's was damn good. Blackwood's is still damn good. Machida flatlines Bisping. All right, so Machida. Great run. Great run. 2 wins against Rua. And then loses straight away in the rematch. And he lost the first fight. I reckon Machida lost that first fight against Rua. And then he went on to be, after he lost, he went on to be very 50-50. Very 50-50. Lyoto Machida unfortunately belongs on the list. Not high up the list, but Machida does belong on the list. He defended his belt, can't be on the list apparently. No, you can, but it's just not high up. You know what I mean? Just not high up. You know? Not high up. Like, why? Who do you want to put on there, Justin Kennedy? Why are you saying that? Why are you bringing that up? Who do you want to put on there? Lyoto Machida. Yeah, the first fight against Shogun was a robbery. That's what I mean. Like, yes, he won his first defense, so at least he had that, but it was a robbery. Like, he didn't really even win his first defense, did he? Lyoto Machida, ESPN MMA. Let's get Lyoto Machidas up there. Then he got KO'd in the rematch like he bloody should have, mate. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Machida era. Welcome to the Machida era. Renato Moicano has better defense than anybody in the tier list. Sean O'Malley? Oh, that's not a gay one. We're not putting Whitaker on here, Kennedy. Put Yair Rodriguez up there. Yeah, just get the fucking tier list ready to go. Sean O'Malley's a great one, dude. I'm not even being a shithead. You know what? I'll open this one up to the poll. Alright, does bloody Bobby Knuckles deserve to be here, mate? Does bloody Bobby Knuckles deserve to be here? 2 choices. Nah, cunt, you're cooked. Or, yeah, dude, Bobby Knuckles kind of deserves to be here. Let me know. Let me know, boys. Let me know. And I'll get Sean O'Malley on this list. Where's bloody Sean O'Malley? Because that is a true and a good one. Sean O'Malley actually is going to go down in history as one of the worst champs of all time. Excuse me, boys. Excuse me. Sean O'Malley. Where's my Sean O'Malley photo? Why isn't it near the top? We just did a fucking tier list. Sean O'Malley was just a champion. Why is it not near the top of my Rolodex? Why do I have to pad for airtime here? You know what? This is unfair. I'm going to pause the clock. This is rude. People paid for this. They didn't pay for me to scroll through looking for Sean O'Malley yet again. Why aren't you near the top of the fucking list, Sean O'Malley? You were just a goddamn champion. We've been doing tier lists forever and a day. You should be near the top. How am I still scrolling? Did I scroll past Sean O'Malley? I did. I'm all the way down to bloody Jamal Pogues, mate. I'm all the way... There's Sean O'Malley there. Alright, cool. So Sean O'Malley's on the list. Alright, cool. We'll get to you, Sean O'Malley. Alright, we continue with the clock. See? I'm a benevolent dictator. Benevolent dictator. Alright, where am I at? Not even being a shithead, fucking poll it. Oh, thank God it's 50-50. 10 people voted, 21 people watching. We need a couple more people to vote on this poll. Vote on the poll. I'm confused. Bilal should be A tier, S tier. Cheeto is an elite defense. I know, dude, right? Cheeto is an elite defense. I know. So who's worse, Bilal Muhammad or Lyoto Machida? Now, Bilal Muhammad didn't get any single defense. Got his ass fucking handed to him handedly by JDM. Don't know pending. Don't help Dougie pop quiz. What was Lyoto's beverage of choice? Oh my God, I have no idea. I don't know. I've no idea. I've no idea, Mike. And remember, I started watching MMA when Conor McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo. And even then, I only went to the pub and watched them. Only watched the pay-per-views only. For like a year. So I really didn't get Fight Pass until like 2016. Lyoto had Aura. Bilal. Probably Shake. Bilal. 12 people voting. There's 22 people in here. I need one more vote to close this poll to make sure it's 100% absolutely fair. I need one more vote. Bilal 141 on MMA Joey scorecard. MMA Joey is and always will be retarded. Bilal. All right, we're putting Bilal above Lyoto Machida, which I think is unfair because Bilal won an insane streak. Now, Lyoto Machida and Bilal. At least Bilal earned it, which is more that can be said for this line here. At least this seems to be the line of being able to earn it. Bisping at least got one defense. Bilal didn't. So Bilal's higher than Bisping. Rashad Evans didn't even get one defense. So Rashad goes there. Bisping goes there. Lyoto Machida got a defense, but it was a bloody robbery, but he earned it. So at least winning a robbery means it was close enough to win the robbery. Yes. Mate, people are gonna freak out when they see this fucking thing. They're gonna freak out when they see this. They are gonna absolutely rip into me for saying Rashad Evans is a worse champion than bloody Michael Bisping. They're not gonna be happy, boys. I can tell you what. 12 votes, 20 people in here. That's over half the people that are in here. Yes, unfortunately, Robert Whittaker has to come on to the chat. That fucking kills me. I hate that. I genuinely hate that. That kills me. Joey has his eyes up his ass. Joey's got his eyes on that Muslim Turk teller sheik money. I'm barely awake. Did you say you're a benevolent dictator? That's absolutely right. Weston. Dougie made an election day holiday to skew the results in his favor. Exactly, mate. This is outrageous! Just admit to Bisping being your favorite fighter. No, Shadow. He is one of my favorite fighters. I bloody love Michael Bisping. I bloody love Michael Bisping. I bloody love it. Can anyone answer what Lyoto Machida drank in and out of camp? They get a massive dono. Can anybody answer what Lyoto Machida drank in and out of camp? Can anybody answer that? What Lyoto Machida, famous UFC fighter, drank in and out of camp? Can anybody answer that? What Lyoto Machida, famous famous MMA fighter, drank in and out of camp? What did Lyoto Machida drink in and out of camp? Can anybody answer that? No, not without the... Lyoto Machida father's drank his own urine. He drank his own urine. Totally off the top of my head. He drank his own urine off the top of my own head. Didn't even have to Google it. Just bang. Just bang. Just ask Siri. I know, but then I would have to say, oi, Google. Where this one I could just talk into the computer. So there we are. He drank his own pussy juice. He drank his own piss. Not his own pussy juice. Fucking hell. Right. Unfortunately, Robert bloody Whittaker. On your mic, Lang. It was piss. Good on you, mate. Thank you for the $10, you fucking legend, brother. Good on you, mate. W, Mike Lang. Good on you, mate. Thank you for the $10, another $20 on the stream. We go for 23 bloody minutes. Bloody good on you, Mike Lang. Let's get into it, boys. Let's lock in. 23 minutes on the stream. Mike Lang is the GOAT of MMA supporting. Thank you, dude. You've supported the channel so much over the last couple of days, man. It really means a lot. As I sit here, feeling juicy kangaroo meat soak into my socks, that means a lot, mate. I'm glad I was annoying enough to get Whittaker on here. You got bloody Bobby Knuckles on here, mate, and it's killing me. Thank you, chat. They are absolute vets. They are vets. We have a great chat in here. They know their business, which I think is great. I don't know why I ended up with all the unks in my MMA YouTube. I think it's because I'm not a Gen Z kid myself, but it's bloody great to see, and I'm happy for it. There's Bisping. Let's get Bobby bloody Knuckles in here. Where are you, Robert Whittaker? One second. Bisping is A tier on Dougie's list of best champ. I love Michael Bisping so much, man. Don't hold it against me, dude. Michael Bisping is an absolute goat, man. I am not Don't hold it against me. All right? I love him. I love Michael Bisping. The piss taking, the swagger. I loved all of it. I'm not seeing Robert Whittaker anywhere in my Rolodex. I'll bring up a new Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker. ESPN MMA. Whittaker is so mid everywhere. No power, bad chin, mid to bad wrestling, just cardio. No, dude, Whittaker had some of the best boxing of his era. Absolute best boxing. The way that Whittaker could throw that 1-2 down the center, the way that he could throw the jab and then just dive his head out to the left or the right without anyone being able to catch him. Yeah, Whittaker. Oh, I'm talking about Whittaker, not Bisping. That was Bisping. Whittaker is great karate. Straight down the middle. If anything, Whittaker might be a top 20 GOAT of all time. He might be a top 20 GOAT of all time. No, Whittaker, no. Robert Bloody Whittaker might be a top 20 GOAT of all time. Might be. Robert Whittaker's tapology. Wonderboy schooled Robert Whittaker. No, wrong. Let's have a look at Robert Bloody Whittaker. Let me remind myself on Robert Whittaker. Fucking Bobby Knuckles, mate. Beat Yoel Romero twice in a war. Oh, Brad Tavares. I mean, how good was Brad Tavares back in the day? 2015, Brad Tavares was just built different, you know? Built different. Did you ever get into fights in high school? Constantly. I mean, Brad Tavares. Derek Brunson! You know, this is prime Derek Brunson as well. You know what I mean? Prime Derek Brunson. Then to go in there against Rodolfo Souza. Oh! 2 wars with Yoel Romero. Destroyed Darren Till. Pieced up Cannonier. Murdered Gastelum. Won the second fight with Israel Adesanya. No, Robert Whittaker doesn't. He's barely on the list. He's on the list because you wanted him on the list, chat. But really, Robert Whittaker might be the most D-tier fighter on this list. Robert Whittaker might be the best, worst champ on this list. So Robert Whittaker is going all the way down here. All the way down here. Robert Whittaker is just phenomenal. Down, that's where Robbie goes. Down here. In fact, there's even an argument to say that Bisping and Robert Whittaker both go down there at the very bottom of this list. They both go down there at the very bottom of the list. All right, next one up. Sean. There's no bias. There's no bias. There's no bias. Bobby Knuckles had wars with Prime Yoel. He has the best high kick combo in the game. I know, man. People forget, man. People forget. Romero got robbed in the rematch. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he absolutely did not, mate. Robert won that one. Clearly, he won the first 3 rounds. Yoel Romero won back. Bisping is A tier. No, Bisping is D tier on worst champs ever. Bisping goes down here right next to Robert Whittaker. They are phenomenal champions. Sean O'Malley, though. O'Malley should be above Bisping at least. No, yeah, Sean O'Malley. We're going to talk about Sean O'Malley. So Sean O'Malley. Just a real quick recap. Real quick fucking recap on Sean O'Bloody Malley, mate. Real fucking Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley. I will never not root for Whittaker, list or not. It's my handful of favorite fighters of all time. Such a cool dude. Inside and outside of the cage. I know, mate. Again, so like when you remember, you know, where I'm coming from when I'm watching MMA and like building into my fandom, this is right as Robert Whittaker is the champion in Australia. I fucking love him. And then to watch him, you know, now I'm deep into my MMA fandom. And I'm watching him go through these wars with Yoel Romero, get slept by Israel Adesanya, and then grind his way back to the belt. It's my bias as a Reebok era fan. You know what I mean? Like, I'll never forget those feelings. It just is what it is. As I know, O'Malley was a better champ than Bisping. No, absolutely not. No. Bisping needs to be in A tier and Whittaker is in low B tier. Bisping fluked to win in the weakest era against Pine. No, Bisping destroyed Silva with one eye. Destroyed Luke Rockhold with one eye. Had a war with one of the greatest fighters of all time, Benson Henderson, former Pride champion. You just don't understand, Ben, just how good Michael Bisping really was. You just don't understand how good Bisping really was. O'Malley, chins Bisping, Middika. What a tier list goat Luke Rockhold at. Luke Rockhold needs to be on this tier list. So Sean O'Malley, just to remind everybody of Sean O'Malley's pathetic career. Pathetic career. Chris Moutinho. Roland Pulver. This is his fight to get into the rankings against Muniz, which was a no contest eye poke, yet they still gave him a ranked opponent off that. You still gave him a ranked opponent off that. Then he got Piotr Jan. Look at this. In October of 2022. He got Piotr Jan in October of 2022. And then the UFC rested him for a year. No activity, no suspension, no reason. The UFC just rested Sean O'Malley for a year and gave Aljamain Sterling a 6-week turnaround, and then gave Sean O'Malley Marlon Chito Vera. One of the most curated WWE champions you are ever going to see in the history of the UFC. Not a joke. The most curated ever UFC champion ever. Curated as far as you get. This is an A tier, argument for S tier. Argument for S tier, one of the worst champs we've ever had. Curated all the way to the top. Imagine comparing Rockhold to Aljo and Jan, two of the best bantamweights ever. I know, Ben, it's insane. Dan Henderson, not Benson Henderson, my man. I keep getting them confused. Sorry, dude. Sorry, Will. My bad. You keep calling Dan Henderson Ben Henderson? Yeah, I'm getting completely fucking bamboozled by the Hendersons. Just admit that he's D tier because you like him. Who? O'Malley had a close war with Jan. No one was able to make it close with Jan on the feet. Your bias is insane, mate. I don't like O'Malley either. But way to undervalue a win over Aljo and a close win over Jan is discussed. So where would you put him, Ben? Around here? Not even joking. So where would you put it? Give me a tier list area, Benny boy. Where would you put him? Give me somewhere in the tier list. All I see is a goated run to the top. Bisping's footwork looked like he had crippling nerve damage. Stop shitting on my boy Bisping. Whitaker can be bottom tier. Other people are still allowed to like him. It's okay. He did well versus Marab in his first fight, though. O'Malley busted for PEDs as a forward industry plan. Put O'Malley at B tier. Poor Bisping. Leave Bisping alone. My poor Bisping. I'm gonna have to fucking cave to the chat soon. I'm gonna have to cave to the chat soon. I'm gonna have to cave to the chat. We're gonna go. This is here. Worst. Just so people who are jumping in understand what the fuck is going on. Worst. And better. Worst and better. Just so people who are jumping in, scrolling the internet, looking for MMA YouTube videos to understand what the fuck is going on. Worst and better. There we go. That makes sense, right? People can jump in and understand what the fuck is going on. Where am I at? He did beat Marab in the first fight, though, according to some people. Absolutely true. O'Malley was busted for PEDs. He's an industry fucking plant. Also very fucking true. Middika is in D tier because you like him. Just admit it. Absolutely right, Woeful. Close with Jan. Jan won 50-41. O'Malley should be a B tier because he held the title. But beating Aljo and arguably beating Jan is great. Bloody Middika, says Eric. Fuck you, Eric. Bisping is a mere minimum. Top of B tiers. Stop it. Dougie, you're not going to have my back. Bisping bullying me in stream from fucking years ago. You did that to Bisping. You did that to Bisping. If anyone on this YouTube chat searches videos of Michael Bisping being trolled by his live stream and getting tricked into saying the N-word, it's all Cheddarhead. It's all Cheddarhead, and it's all Cheddarhead's fault. W editing, you should be a YouTuber. Mate, I should be a bloody YouTuber or something, mate. W skills. Ched's forgot about that. Bisping was a fluke champ at the post-prime silver. Bisping is hiding in the chat. I know I've moved Bisping out of the way so we can just forget about him. Alright, let's just... I don't want to fucking do this. I don't want to do this to Bisping. Oh, damn it. But he defended against Henderson. He defended against Henderson. But he defended against Henderson, guys. Prime champion. He beat Anderson Silva, guys. Poor Bisping. Me poor bloody Bisping, mate. Oh, no. All right, Rashad Evans can go down here. There's too many people in B tier. There's too many people in B tier. B tier is getting too thick. That's the problem with tier lists. You put everyone in B tier, there's no bloody change. You know what I mean? There's no bloody change. You got to be harsh with your tier lists. You got to be bloody harsh. Right, Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley. How goated is Israel Adesanya finishing Alex Pereira, former champ, and Mitika? Shut up, Woeful! Bisping defended one time. Bisping needs to be in C tier. His title reign is short, but he beat an old Hendo. Former prime champion old Hendo. People don't put enough respect on Hendo's name. S tier. We're going to raise one person to S tier at the end of this. When we're done, we're going to raise one person to S tier. Put Jamal in A tier. Ooh, shitty. O'Malley had a bullshit defense, but a win against Aljo and arguably over Jan is better than almost anyone in bantamweight. Oh! No! Not better than TJ Dillashaw, Ben. No. Not better than TJ Dillashaw. Shittica is a basement. Shut up, dickheads. No. Not better than TJ Dillashaw, no. Bisping is better than O'Malley, though, surely. Bisping has to be better. That's what I'm saying. What you guys are saying is that O'Malley's got 2 good wins. A close fight with Petr Yan that he arguably lost. It was 50-50. I'm not putting him up to air. I'm just saying, yes, he beat Aljamain Sterling. I'll give you that. That is arguably the best win of Sean O'Malley's career. And a 50-50 fight with Aljamain Sterling. Bloody Michael Bisping, mate. Bloody Michael Bisping, mate. Destroyed Anderson Silva. Destroyed Luke Rockhold. You know? Destroyed them. Took GSP to a battle. The GOAT at the time. Took GSP to a real war. You know what I mean? Shut up, Eric. Who does that, man? Who does that? I hate to say it, but Rampage Bloody Jackson should be on the list. We will get Rampage Bloody Jackson on the list, Charlotte. True. Well, let me write a note so I can remember to put Rampage on the list. Let me put Rampage on the list a bit later. Because we're deep in the heats of a proper tier list now. This is how tier lists should be. Violence and arguing. What wins does TJ have compared to Aljo and Yamp? TJ's got so many great wins. He's got Cody Garbrandt. And he's got so many others. So many great wins. Marab should be here. 2 times O'Malley fraud. Umar, no, Marab should not be here. Dougie Yarn is one of the most technical masters in MMA. Going close 50-50 is legendary. It is good. But Anderson Silva is literally one of the GOATs. And Bisping cleaned him up, mate. O'Malley Feliciano defended the belt 3 times. Bloody robbed Silva. Where's Petr Yan with his 0... No! No! Not Petr Yan with his 0 defenses. No! O'Malley never got his jaw crushed like Shittica. Stop it. I know. I am trying. Cody Garbrandt can be SD. Yeah, we haven't even put Cody Garbrandt on the list yet. Okay, so who is worse? Who was the worst champion? Bilal or O'Malley? Bilal or O'Malley? Who was the worst champion? It's almost over, Shook. He's going to shoot a double leg, Shook. It's just the lights, Shook. Where it's almost over, Shook. Bilal? You guys just hate Bilal. O'Malley had better wins than Bilal. It's about... Fuck, chat. You guys are fucking ruthless. Bilal had an 11-fight win streak over actual contenders. O'Malley has 2 wins over actual contenders. Petr Yan, which is 50-50. And fucking Aljamain Sterling. You guys are fucking savages. And you just like Bisping. I do just like Bisping. You're right. Let us hate. Yeah. So you guys are saying if I'm gonna keep lifting up Bisping, you're allowed to hate Bilal. Bilal beat old man Wonderboy and a dude with a fucking broken arm. Petr Yan has 0 defenses. Petr Yan has 0 defenses. Shut the fuck up, showbiz. Aljo and Jan are two of the most technical guys in the division. So is Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is one of the most technical guys in the division as well. Jan's record after the belt is abysmal. He had to be super fucking high. Wasn't an 11-fight win streak. He faked the eye poke against Leon. He didn't fake the... Leon ripped his fucking eyeball out, mate. It was bleeding everywhere. This stream's a joke, I know. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, where's Bilal's good eye? Let me bring up Bilal. Not Bilal's good eye. Let me bring up Bilal's topology. Leon is not technical. Leon is technical. Bilal Ishmael. Let me bring up Bilal's topology. Let's compare it to fucking... Leon striking to Jan's is an embarrassing argument. People forget, man. Dougie's a casual, faked eye poke. Thank you, Mike. Bilal at least tried for rounds for Canelo hands to come through. Tim Silver is the worst champ. He is fucking S tier. I feel like this is going to be one of those tier lists we bring up again. So Bilal beats Gilbert Burns in 2023. That's not that good. Sean Brady in 2022 is fucking good. Oh, thank you for the extra 10 minutes, Mike Lang. You're a bloody legend, dude. Thank you for the 5 minutes, mate. You are a fucking legend, dude. Thank you so goddamn much, dude. Paying up so much. You're a good man, dude. You're a good... We were on 5, 10, 15. 15 minutes. Fucking on you, Mike Lang. Chat appreciates the fuck out of you, dude. Mike Legendary Lang. Chat appreciates the fuck out of you, dude. If you watch the MMA Zone, you'll see me getting shouted out tomorrow. Oh, nice, Florida, man. Did you get the highest comment? Bisping is the worst champ, in my opinion. Leon's a good striker. Jan has spoken to one of the best strikers humanly. Single-handedly causing mold to grow in Dougie's... I know, I'm like drowning in kangaroo meat. Oh, man, Khalil's fucked. Jamal's going to do whatever Alex did in the 4th round. Yeah, Khalil's fucked, mate. Jamal's going to piece him up. Jan is a fraud, motherfucker, against the guy who lost a party fucking mix twice. He's a fraud. Spend 10 minutes on YouTube and cringe for Tim Silver. Oh, watch some Tim Silver highlights. We can do that, dude, for sure. Looks like the majority of this IIQ thinks Bisping is S tier. No. Say it, pig. Stream still going. G'day, lads. I know they've been jumping in the donos. Mike Lang's been doing it. Bilal's good. I tipped over my meat. I had a meat tray of kangaroo. Tipped it over. I'm sitting, swelling in a stew of kangaroo meat. Oh god. Dougie really tried to compare Leon to Jan as good strikers. Leon's a good striker, dude. Leon's a good fucking striker. Better than Shittaker. Alex fucked him up. The news was Anthony Smith talking about the guy who faked the knockout last night, and I said Anthony Smith is a professional at quitting. I trust him on this one, and you got the highest rated comment. On your Florida, man. That's good to see, brother. We love that, dude. We love that. Thoughts on Chiesa and McGee? Giving the ghost in between them with the bets. With the beats. It was a shit fight. It was a horrible fight. Horrible fight. Jan's best win is a 50-year-old retired skateboarder. Stop it, showbiz. Leon is not the same stratosphere of striking as Jan, but Leon is still a super technical fighter. Don't act like Leon isn't a technical fighter. He is, man. Come on, dude. Leon's a super technical fighter. And not only that, but Bilal beat so many amazing names like Tim Means. And Sean Brady. It's craziness. Just craziness is Bilal's record. Sean Brady. And Leon Edwards. Sean Brady and Leon Edwards. And so many other good names. People forget, man. People forget. Bilal's a worse champ than Sean O'Malley. Alright, fair enough. Bilal's a worse champ than Sean O'Malley. This is the facts and this is true. This is correct. Bilal's a worse champ than Sean O'Malley. But Bilal's not a worse... But Bilal's a worse champ than Bisping. God damn it. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. God fucking damn it. Sexy Dougie put Pena up there. No, mate. It's men's MMA only. If this was women's MMA, we'd have every single fucking woman champion up here except for Nunes, Shevchenko, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Rose. That might literally be it. Valentina Shevchenko, Amanda Nunes, Rose Namajunas. That might be it. Then the rest of it would just be all the other women's champs. Because none of them know how to MMA. Surely there was another woman champ that knew how to do MMA. Surely there was a fourth women's champion that deserved to be up there that knew how to MMA. Holly Holm was just a kickboxer. Ronda Rousey was just a judoka. Wei Li is just Chinese. Joanne. Yeah, I said Joanne. I love Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She's fucking amazing. Okay, doesn't matter. I don't know what to tell you, Dougie. We are watching the same UFC. I think Leon was even close to Jan in the fundamental. Different, right? Because Jan's a boxer, Ben. Like, Jan's a boxer and Leon Edwards is a kickboxer. So they have different styles. That's like saying, you know, do you really think that Khabib's wrestling is the same as Ryan Hall's wrestling? Like, one's jiu-jitsu and one's sambo. Like, they're just completely different styles. Ronda also, she didn't know MMA. She did not know MMA. She did not know MMA. Ronda did not know MMA. Ronda didn't know MMA. Ronda did not know MMA. There's only 3 female fighters that have ever known MMA. Jan's not a boxer. He's a complete striker. Jan's more of a boxer. Jan's base is boxing. Jan's base is boxing. Okay. Cody Bloody Garbrandt. Cody Bloody Garbrandt. Is he the worst champion of all time? Geraint Durandamy, would I be up there with Tim Silver? Yeah, Geraint Durandamy is the worst. To me, Geraint Durandamy is the worst person, male or female, to ever touch a belt. The fact that she had to get stripped because she refused to fight Cyborg. Yeah, just straight up refused to fight the #1 contender. Like, that's John Jones levels. Like, Geraint Durandamy is right up there. Jan and Talbot have the fastest body kicks I've ever bloody seen. Ryan Hall thinks he is baitable when he enters the octagon. True. Jan is a boxer and Muay Thai specialist. What's up? What about Eddie? Eddie! But Eddie has a sick career, dude. Eddie won UFC, Bellator, won championship. I don't know, OTM. Eddie's to me violently under. Eddie won a BK. Eddie won. Think about this, right? Eddie won Bellator, UFC, won championship, and BKFC titles. That's pretty fucking good, dude. That's pretty fucking good, right? How many times are you going to say the same sentence over and over again? As much time as it takes, Chewie. Dougie, you mentioned looking up a Silva highlight. Unironically, it's a Tim Silva low light. You'll see. All right, let's have a look. Tim Silva highlights. I got to be careful with this because I'll have to trim it out of the live stream if I want to remain monetized. But let me go over to YouTube and check out some Tim Silva highlights. Mike, let's be fair, boys. Mike is the reason that this stream is still going. So if Mike wants to see it, Mike will get it. He's the one that's paid for it. Not that I don't appreciate your $3 in donations, Eric. I can hear you fucking raging out already. I appreciate your $3, Eric. But Mike has donated some absolute bloody atomic bombs. So we shall be checking out what he wants to. Tim Silva. Let's have a look at his highlights. Lowlights. Tim Silva highlights. Good guy, shut up, dickhead. All right, let me read some chats. Because I'm behind. Tim Silva UFC highlights. Let me read some chats because I'm behind. So I gotta do this because this is my job and I like it. Except they're both MMA strikers, Dougie, and we said the Toolset and Jan whooped some good guys and Leon barely beat old man Nate Diaz and Cowboy. That is not fair to say. Leon Edwards beat Nate Diaz from pillar to fucking post. He lost concentration for a second. It's a fight. It's a fight. Now, the Cowboy thing, I agree. And as much as I love Cowboy is dog shit. I hate to say it, and you're right. But the Nate Diaz thing, that's disingenuous, Benny. More titles than Shitika. I hate that. Jan doesn't have a boxing guard. He has a Muay Thai high guard and uses really high-level kicks. He does. I'm still going to put him in the boxing because he does strike like a fucking boxer, right? Isn't this just their UFC career? Oh, it is. It is. So you could put Eddie Alvarez in here because it is just their UFC career. That's true. Dougie is really underrating Young by comparing him to Leon. It's insane. I'm not. Hang on a second, Ben. Cool the fuck down. All right? I love Jan, but you cannot tell me that Leon Edwards isn't an elite striker. Calm the fuck down. They're just different kinds of striking, right? In your own time, don't associate me with Team Silva, please and thank you. You've done this to yourself, Mike. You've done this to yourself, right? Tim Silva highlights. Let's have a bloody look. Is this pride of MMA? Let's have a bloody look. big uppercuts against a fat Sean O'Malley. I might get in trouble showing this. That's the only problem, but let's have a look. We'll see if I can get away with it by doing this. Sometimes if you make it really small, the YouTube AI can't see it. So I'll describe what's going on, and I'll just open it in the top corner, just so we can see what's going on. All the guys in A&S tier, Jones split decision wins, garbage resume. If I put John Jones in one of the worst championships of all time tier list woeful, MMA YouTube will find me. They will find me and they will set fire to me. I can't do it. Jan is levels above Leon. Don't even compare Jan and Leon. Oh my God. Conor McGregor, no. How many knockdowns and big moments did Leon have over Nate? None, but Leon doesn't do that. Leon does a striking masterclass around the outside where he point strikes. It's like Israel Adesanya striking, but to a lower level. Like at least Israel Adesanya will knock out Paulo Costa and Robert Whittaker. Where Leon Edwards, the reason he got so many decisions is because he's a decision merchant, but he's still a phenomenal kickboxer that plays around on the outside. Leave McGregor out of this. Exactly. The Jan disrespect is crazy. I'm not disrespecting Jan, chat. I'm not disrespecting Jan. Remember Gunnar Nelson took Leon Edwards to a fucking war. This is Tim Sylvia at his best. The question is, who is the worst interim champion? Interim champ. That's a good one, mate. Colby Covington. Jan Slaughter. Well, I didn't even slander Jan. I didn't even slander Jan. Wixon, my brother, forced me to watch UFC to Young. I didn't even slander Jan. Keep my name out. Okay, enough. Here we go. All right, so here's Tim Sylvia. Fucking beating up a fat Sean O'Malley. Big knees up the center. Crisp 1-2 against the blobbiest of blobs. My God, the UFC was not the same. The UFC was not the fucking same. Jesus Christ in heaven. Okay, so he just puts away this fucking blob of a Sean O'Malley. Okay, yes, you throw in the towel. Thank fucking God. Let's have a look at this one. Tim Silver on top. Trying to snatch up an armbar. Tim Silver is just going to punch his head into the ground. Yep, you can see that coming a mile away. Kicks him in the bum. Big, oh fucking hell, that's disgusting. Sloppiest overhand you've ever seen in your life. And here he goes. Whoa, Jesus, 1-2 down the center. And fucking knocks this cunt's teeth out. Oh, fucking hell, he's bloody killed him. Let me read some chats and catch up. A masterclass. Give me a break, Dougie. He used basic Dutch kickboxing over Nate. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Everyone shut up so I can give Ben his 2 cents here. Nothing compared to what Jan did, like guys like Corey and Alger. Ben, I feel like you're getting real hung up on this, dude. Like, they are different strikers. They're completely different strikers. But you can't act like Leon Edwards isn't a masterful striker for, yes, his Dutch kickboxing style. Now, is Dutch kickboxing as devastating as Muay Thai and boxing? No, I don't believe it is. In fact, Ben, you've seen me making the argument that boxing is far better than kickboxing. But Leon Edwards is a phenomenal striker. Just say you're not gay doesn't make you gay with the Jan slander. Showbiz Yair Rodriguez got the interim championship. Oh, Yair Rodriguez would be up there as well. That's a 1-minute highlight video, isn't it? It's 4 minutes, actually. Wait, the heavyweight goat Brock Lesnar hasn't been mentioned. He's on the list. We're going to talk about Brock Lesnar. Like we don't still have blobs at heavyweight division now. That is true. Yeah, that is true. I do that to my wife all the time. Leon is a specialist who has one aspect of striking to distance point fighting and isn't even the most elite at that in the UFC. He's pretty fucking up there in the UFC. You got Israel Adesanya, you got Leon Edwards, you got Ian Gary at the moment, you've got Alex Pereira at the moment, rangy kickboxing point striking. You got Sean O'Malley in that as well. Ian Gary might not even be able to win a belt off it. Alex Pereira lost to Jan Blachowicz. It's just the facts. Leon Edwards remained undefeated on like a 10-fight winning streak. I mean, Leon's, as far as the pointy, striky kickboxers go, Leon Edwards is pretty good at it, yeah? And it's bizarre to me how much you're going in for like a fucking badmouth Jan. I didn't even want to put Jan on this list. Piotr should be Aljo's best man at his wedding this year. He should be, mate. Exactly, Benny. 599 says Woeful. You bloody know your shit, bro. Yair is the worst interim champ and future worst champ of all time. True GOAT of the fucking frauds. Who's the worst interim champ, do you reckon? Colby or Yair? I guess Colby had the closest fuck fights with Usman to prove that he was there 50-50. Excuse me. Whereas when Yair got his shot at the belt against Alexander Volkanovski, he got dominated. Dominated. Wixon says, I'm kind of... Oh, Gaethje as well. Oh, Gaethje as well. Wixon says, I'm kind of depressed with Buckley losing. Don't get me wrong, Usman is goated, but if Buckley is losing at 38 years old, the sport hasn't evolved in 5 years. Well, Wixon, we talked about that earlier in the stream. I think it's got a lot to do with how Buckley trains at his training camp, because his coach works at IHOP full time. So if anything, yeah, it still does go to show how the sport... There's kangaroo meat falling off me. If anything, it does go to show how the sport hasn't progressed that far, really. Ben loves Jan. And I love Jan. And I didn't expect to get into this argument with Ben. I'm okay with it, Ben. It's alright, mate. I don't mind the back and forth at all, dude. So I appreciate you typing all this, Ben. I do. I didn't expect this to happen. Alright, Ben continues on with his pro-Jan propaganda. Which I am also pro-Jan. This is why it's so weird to me. Because I don't even like Leon Edwards. But I'm going to defend my point. Leon Edwards is a phenomenal striker. I still believe that. So we will continue to play this game. Dougie, one guy has a limited basic skill point fighter, the other guy has dominant striking style. It's dominant. Again, 50-50 with Sean O'Malley, you know. 50-50 with Sean O'Malley. You know, he's been 50-50 so far up the rankings, yeah. Especially in the comeback. He's been in some close fights, but dominant. Okay. Who can't fight in every aspect of striking. Jan is just a boxer. Jan isn't just a boxer. He's so much more. I mean, I feel like you're really, like, if I don't just pour on the glaze and really, like, Jan and work the balls and stick a finger up his arsehole, you're not going to be happy here with, like, I've given Jan praise, but Jan is a boxer who did take it 50-50 with Sean O'Malley and, you know, has had... What's up, Capatheist? How are you, dude? So... Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I like Jan, but you are like fucking skyrocketing Jan. You know what I mean? Like, again, like, unless I tell you everything that is glorious that Jan touches, it doesn't seem like you're going to be happy, Benny. I like Jan. Jan's really fucking good. Really fucking good. But your dominant striker, boxer, that is insane in all ranges. 50-50 with Sean O'Malley. You know what I mean? Because O'Malley's really good. O'Malley's... Again, we just went through O'Malley's list and talked about how O'Malley is like one of the most curated champions that's ever happened in the UFC, you know? But yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the timer. We're done. Chat. We're done. Piotr Jan is the Don of the... I like Banter. This is what's annoyed me about it. Because I like Jan. But I feel like Ben is like a 10 out of 10 love for Jan. And I'm like a 9 out of 8 out of 10 love for Jan. And unless I really give Ben the fucking Jan glaze, he's not going to be happy. But I'm not going to do that. Like, I really like Jan, but I'm not going to... Like, Jan's good. Don't get me fucking wrong. I like Jan. But there's a reason it's taken Jan so long to struggle his way back to the title. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Jan deserves 10 out. I know you guys love Jan. So I'm not annoyed at Ben. I'm annoyed with myself because I've got to argue a pro-Leon stance. I don't even like Leon that much. But Leon's really good. Mike said, I don't want to beat a dead horse for the sake of your list, but Tim Silver paid every opportunity he had to ascend. Beach Stream Part 2. When the moment strikes. Like I said, Mike... I went and did a live stream. When we're going to wrap up, no one donate any more money. We're going to wrap up the no more donations. No more donations. We'll wrap up. I'm going to get out of here with this. No more donations. We're going to wrap up with this. We'll just finish these last few points, and then I'll get out of here and shower off this kangaroo meat that I'm soaking in. No donos, please, because I'm getting out of here. I mean, donate, but I'm not adding it to the clock. So if you want to donate, you're just good lads. You're bloody legends. But yeah, we'll wrap this up, Eric. Thank you for the $1. I appreciate it. I know, dude. I mean, we'll wrap this up. We'll finish it here. So first things first. Mike, Beach Stream 2. So Mike, I've done a stream down by the river with a goanna, essentially on my shoulder. I've done streams at the top of a mountain. I hung out in the Melbourne CBD and went and got a Philly cheesesteak made by an Indian man. You saw that we went down to the beach. When the moment calls for it and the time calls for it, I'll do live streams out in the wild. Because I don't mind doing that and just chatting with you boys. So when the moment calls for it, but essentially this channel and this niche is MMA. So this is generally what it is 90% of the time. I don't get examples. Both are top of the sport currently. Neither do I, Capatheus. That's why I don't know why I've been pulled into this argument with Ben. Ben, Do you have any closing statements? I'll read out one more, Ben. I'm going to read what you've typed out already. But, Ben, if you want to have a closing statement, feel free to type it in the chat now. Ben says, I'm not glazing Jan. I just understand how skillful he is and how much more evolved he is than the bums at welterweight. Well, again, then, you can say that. That's fine, because obviously, like, lighter man skill, the guys at the lower weight classes are more skilled at the higher weight classes, but Leon Edwards is still a phenomenal striker. So is Petr Yan. They're just different styles of striking. Eric says, I demand to see the timer. I want to see Umar versus Yan for scientific purposes. Eric thinks he's been scammed. He hasn't been scammed. I'm dumbfounded by the Yan disrespect. I have not disrespected Yan in any way at all. Eric says, I was busy playing Clash Royale. That's your point. Your fault. You should be paying attention to the Dougie stream. If the stream grows and you want to be the second mod on here, Eric, you need to be paying attention. Ben says, Leon striking works against Gunnar Nelson, Nate Diaz. Great. Jan has such an advanced style made for an advanced weight class. Leon style would take you nowhere in bantamweight. That is just not true. That is just not true, because Leon Edwards and Sean O'Malley are both rangy kickboxers, and Sean O'Malley got the belt with rangy kickboxing. So to say that being a rangy kickboxer would get you nowhere at bantamweight is just categorically untrue. Umar, although he is a little bit more taekwondo rather than Dutch kickboxing, is doing very well. Whether he's been pushed up the rankings too quickly, fair enough. But yeah, to just outright say that kickboxing will get you nowhere in bantamweight, absolutely not, Ben. You're wrong about that. Do you want this new Indian car? Povich, lighter man skill. I'll try to check it more often so I can catch those. B stream were really cool. Awesome, Mike. Yeah, they just happen when they happen to. But thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you all for supporting the channel. Thank you all for liking the stream. Thank you all for arguing with me. I appreciate it. Who do you favor in a street fight? Kayla Harrison or Tony Ferguson? Kayla Harrison, especially at Tony's advanced age. Great stream, Dougie. Lots of fun. See you guys. See you, Charlotte. Thank you for joining me. O'Malley is way better, bro. That's my actual point. O'Malley's better at rangy kickboxing than Leon Edwards. Again, O'Malley got to the top 5 by having to poke somebody's eyes out and going 50-50 with Petr Yan. So we could argue about this all bloody day. I'm out of here, guys. I'm out of here. I hope I argued well with you, Benny. Lighter man skill is based on skin, not weight. Okay, that's enough. He just doesn't understand, Ben. Get out of here while you can. Exactly. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to like the stream. Video tomorrow, me just berating Usman for about 10 minutes. And I will see you guys, turning on Octane here to finish the chat. I am, Kenny, yeah. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's stream and in tomorrow's video and all that bloody good shit. All right, boys. See you later. Have a good one. I've got to vacuum up a small Joey, a small kangaroo. I've got to vacuum up the remains of a small kangaroo. I'll see you guys later. Have a